Let's explain those Badlands. That's a hell of a name.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to OnlyLands. It's the most serious show we do here on Badlands.
Very
Good
serious.
crew. Oh, Ghost, what's going on, buddy?
Ghost is a ghost.
It's not the best.
There he is.
And you're muted.
No, he's not. I heard him.
Oh,
He's just lagging because he's in Virginia and they suck in Virginia.
Virginia's starting to suck ass again, dude. It's terrible.
Did it stop?
Yeah, was it not?
It was
That's
marginally
actually-
better.
That's actually a very fair point. Very, very fair point. Do you remember how excited everybody was for Glenn Youngkin? Like they thought he was like the second
oh my
coming,
God.
the
Yeah.
second coming of Trump, and it was like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like they got like the guy who was the president of the Carlyle Group or the CEO of the Carlyle Group, like he's the second coming of Trump. Come on, guys, like let's just grow up a little bit.
Quite the start to the show. I texted Ghost and begged him to join so we could talk about curling. And
Yes.
Ghost, I learned that Zach has not heard yet of the Canadian curling cheating scandal.
Is that the one where the guy stroked the stone as it went across the line?
Definitely stroked it.
Is that a better way to describe
He
it,
was
Ash?
like he was
I am
tickling
so
the
disappointed
stone.
in all of you for not knowing about this. Matt Trump, you know about the Canadian curling cheating scandal, right?
Yeah, and I think "stroke the stone" is an actual like official term for what he did.
Really?
Wow, that's
Double
very good.
touching. Double touching.
I don't just the
Yeah.
way they said it on TV sounded like it was like he stroked the stone.
God, I like curling.
Must be
I
a
like
thing.
curling even more. I like it even
Matt's-
better than I already did. That's great.
Sometimes I even surprise myself.
Oh,
Have you
boy.
guys been watching the Olympics?
No.
Not much. My wife will
Am I
have it
the
on.
only
every so
one? I
often.
like. Call me
love it.
corny, but I absolutely love the Olympics. I've
Me
been a fan ever since I watched a pre-transition Bruce Jenner win the decathlon in 1976.
Yeah,
And then the Lake Placid Olympics 1980, the Miracle on Ice, Eric Heiden winning 5 gold medals in speed skating. I've been hooked ever since. So I've been watching as much of it as I can. And curling is the best. I can watch that for days. I
So
don't know why. It's like shuffleboard on ice. But
I feel like we're being MK Ultra'd about this because I recall being annoyed when curling was on because I was waiting for skating or
Correct.
skiing or
Dude.
snowboarding. And I kid you not, we watched women's singles figure skating on demand because we had to finish curling when it was live. And it was what was on. They were on at the same time. And so we've watched a lot of curling. I am finally, after a week and a half of watching curling, figured out how the points worked last night. So that was helpful, extremely helpful.
yeah, but Ash, you got it. It's like you stumble upon it and you're like bummed that that's what's on when you're trying to watch like the live feed. And then after about like 10 minutes, you're mesmerized and then you're just hooked. I'm a huge curling.
it does seem like there's a lot more. There's a lot less of the things that I used to watch in the Winter Olympics because I love the Winter Olympics especially.
Yeah.
And it seems like curling's like 50% of what's on now, which that's not what the old days didn't. There wasn't curling even in the Olympics, I think. And
I actually do remember curling. I remember curling in the Olympics when I was in high school. So I don't know. Maybe it's like in the advent of the last 30 years or something like that. But
yeah,
that's new
it
to me.
is, Zach, because that's when I got into it. Like I remember,
Okay.
like I forget which Olympics it was. It was probably Salt Lake, and it was like, daytime because it was real time here. So you could watch like events as they were happening live. And I remember my dad and I just turned it on the Olympics and it was like curling every damn day. And then it was like, okay, now all of a sudden as we're watching it, we start to like get a little inquisitive, start Googling like, what the hell is this all about? And then, you're into it. But no, in the old days, Matt, I mean, I'm closer to your age. So like you remember in the old days, there was a lot of ski jumping, a lot of luge, a lot of bobsled, a lot of,
John-Claude
speed skating.
Keeley. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Dorothy Hamill. I actually go back to Peggy
Dorothy
Fleming.
Peggy Fleming is
Peggy Fleming.
72.
She was the
68.
only American gold medal that Olympics.
When Ash brought this up,
And-
like 2 weeks ago she brought this up because, of course, last Friday she went out drinking with her drinking buddies, so we didn't have.
I don't think they're going to invite me back, though. I chased one of them off.
How did that go? By the way?
She tried to convince me that January 6th was an insurrection and that nobody
What?
saw the election, and she ran away. She ran away from.
She chased her off with a bullet.
I feel like this conversation's about to get real spicy.
Well, before we get spicy, let me just point out that what I was said to Ash when she brought up the curling in the private chat is I said, I'm surprised that I never got into like obsessively like gambling on curling, because I could see like back in the day when I used to like,
really,
because everyone like
who
everyone
are you?
Get into like how I didn't get into like degenerate gambling on curling is actually godsend, because I could see myself rolling through.
Are you saying that you're a degenerate gambler on other things? You just surprised you didn't get into curling as well?
Yeah, well, curling. I mean, dude, Jay Street said, it's like, dude, a few minutes of watching curling, and you will find yourself like mesmerized by it, because it's like cornhole meets darts meets bowling. It's like all the great skilled sports. Yeah, all the great skilled games. Bowling, shuffleboard. You get a little shuffleboard. You get a little darts. You know, you get a little bit of juicing, like a little scandal, because the guy was stroking the stone. You know, he was giving a little 1-2 midnight special to the stone.
So listen, you guys, I feel like I need some context. Okay, I've got to see this video, but before we do that, we have to talk about the first sponsor of tonight's program. All right. So if I can just get Jessica's assistance real quick, she's going to get that pulled up for us. And then, Ash, I want you to set the stage, because I am totally lost in this conversation. I basically know what's up with curling. But Rumble Wallet, you guys. Everybody knows banks can cancel your accounts. They can freeze your cards. They can decide what you're allowed to buy, who you're allowed to support. But big banks and financial institutions have got total control over your money, and they know it. That's why financial independence matters now more than ever. So hence introducing the Rumble Wallet. Rumble Wallet is a wallet built for real freedom, because with Rumble Wallet, you control your own money. Not a bank, not a government, not a tech company. You can buy digital assets like Tether, Tether Gold, and Bitcoin all in the same place. There's no permission. There's no middlemen. There's no cancel button. So when you want to support creators like us here on Badlands, you can actually do that and do that directly, because in the Rumble Wallet app, you tip content creators directly. It's secure, it's instant, and there's no interference from an outside financial institution. It's not like a credit line that they can shut off. It is your wallet. It's permanent. It's yours to protect for the future, to protect for your family. So when the system fails and when financial institutions turn on their own people, financial sovereignty is the difference between financial sovereignty and security and vulnerability. Rumble Wallet isn't about politics. It's about freedom, ownership, and protecting what's yours. So you can take control today. Download the Rumble Wallet now and step away from the big banks for good. You get true ownership, true protection, and true financial freedom. And of course, you can go to wallet.rumble.com. You can use the QR code that you see on screen right now, or you can also download it directly from the App Store on your iOS or Android device. Thank you very much to Rumble for supporting the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting that ad read back on track, because I wasn't paying attention to the private chat. So
no
sorry.
problem.
Was that iOS or iOS? Is that
iOS? iOS. I mean, it's the same thing, isn't it? Potato.
I just wasn't sure if like maybe I've been missaying it.
iOS. I mean, IO.
So before we get like into any more degenerate curling discussions, which I think we
also have to do penis gate too. So
yeah. Well, before we get to the penises and the stones of curling, I do want to do a quick detour to Ash's Friday night, if she's willing to talk about it, because this was a great op that Badlands was running against AM radio in Colorado. We were gonna take over. We were gonna take over the AM conservative talk show radio circuit.
Well, we still might.
And we still might. And Ash was like she was our femme fatale that we were sending in to lure these people to honeypot these guys. Yeah. So Ash, set the stage. Like don't spare us any details. Set the stage.
So I think I told you guys on one of the shows that there was an event here where one of the governor candidates talked about sex trafficking through the governor's office in Colorado.
I did not hear that.
I didn't hear about
Yeah,
that.
so he's talked about his governor candidate is Scott Bottoms, and he's talked about child trafficking and the degeneracy of Colorado and how our laws
Grow up, Cam.
pedophiles and all kinds of things for years and years. But a couple weeks ago on Saturday, he made the assertion that there are sex trafficking rings running through the governor's office, the House, and the Senate in the state of Colorado.
Well, Jared Polis is a gay man who adopted a kid, isn't he?
I don't think that means that he's necessarily that he's running a sex trafficking ring. So I think we need to be careful to draw those kinds of
Well, I'm not making any claims. I'm just stating though he's a gay man who adopted a small child.
A couple of
Or
them,
as Chris would say, bought one.
Yeah, he bought kids.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Legally though.
we're gonna get in trouble. So that happened, and I was there, and it was actually a really fun event. I got to ask a sitting U.S. congressman why we should be paying taxes, and he had this like look. So when he was walking up to speak, I kind of cornered him and talked to him about election fraud. So then he was like, "Well, I'm never talking to you again, ever." Right. And so he gets up, and I'm sitting.
Bitch, don't you know who I am? What did you think I was going to ask you about?
So then so I'm sitting right in front of where they're speaking, and he takes questions, and I'm like, also to everybody else, nobody else. So it was my friend's event, and she's like, "We have time for one more question. Ash is here representing media, so why don't you take a question from her?" And it was sheer terror. And I asked him why we should be paying taxes, and he was like, "Yeah, fraud is really bad, and it's here in Colorado too." And I'm like, "You have the power of the purse, Congressman."
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so that event happened, and the fallout of it was spectacular. Everybody, was what do you know, and who do you know it is, and who's trafficking children, and tell us right now. And his position is, I'm working with the FBI, and they're running point on this, so it'll come out whenever. And it's been this whole shit show. I was asked to go on this radio show, and I'd never been on it before, or had only recently learned who the guy was that did the radio show, because I don't listen to it, not since I commuted anywhere, right? And I don't commute anywhere anymore, so I don't really listen to AM radio anymore. So went on, had a great, it was right before The Choice, which is why Ghost knows so much about this story and made me talk about it. But I was invited to go out to drinks with a few people in local media. So there's a couple of writers and a radio host, and I don't know. I don't want to like insult them. I'm not, and it's not my intention, but pretty normie, a little kind of neocon establishment leanings. The radio guy is pretty based for AM radio, but it's kind of, we would be a lot for them, right? So
we're a lot for anybody, to be fair, though. I feel like everybody would kind of get sick of us eventually. That's why we're the pirate ship.
Yeah. So couple things happened and it was a great time. We had a good time, a lot of disagreement, a lot of debate. I love all of that. So it's a lot of fun. Caleb was there. He had a good time too. And the first thing that one of the reporters said, well, as the only person at the table who believes in Jesus, hang on a second.
Wait a second. Like he was talking about he was the only one?
She.
She.
Yeah. And I think it's because the other two didn't ostensibly. And so she just assumed nobody did.
Mm-hmm.
So then we went to Genesis. We were in Genesis 12. We were talking Ezekiel 16. So that was kind of the setup. Very, very interesting conversation. The conversation that Ghost and I have had a bunch of times, but, sort of a little one-sided. And then the topic of elections came up. And there's, no elections are stolen. That was always just sore loserism. And January 6th was an insurrection.
Okay.
I was very respectful, but I, shattered her entire worldview to the point where she ran away. She left. And that was.
She actually got up and left?
Like you shattered her worldview as it relates. You shattered her
Yeah.
worldview as it relates to Jesus Christ, or as it relates to election integrity.
No, I actually think I moved the needle on Israel and all of that in that conversation. I thought that part went really well. Go, she'd be really proud of me. But
Good.
yeah, no, the the America First might be right was a bridge too far.
Wait a second. America First might be right? What does that mean? What does
Well,
that mean?
so when I say America First in this context, I'm talking about the populist wing of the party, the local party, versus the establishment wing of the party. And that divide here is a chasm. They hate each other with the fire of 1,000 suns. There is no coming together. Yeah.
Wait a second. Oh, so you're saying like normie neocon conservatives do not identify as America First?
No, they think America First is like a pejorative.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
That's fucking retarded.
Oh yeah, well they are. This is the Karl Rove wing of the party. You know,
oh,
there are people that think Liz Cheney had it right. You know,
Yep. That's why we got Glenn Youngkin and not Amanda Chase, by the way, as governor of Virginia.
Well,
we should have been Amanda Chase. Yeah.
You also had Trump endorsement, right?
Can I just go on the record and say that everybody listening needs to understand that when Trump endorses somebody, it doesn't mean you should go out and vote for them.
Yeah.
Like you vote for your conscience. If you see somebody who is an America First candidate who truly represents your values and what you want to see in an elected official, you vote for that person rather than just voting for somebody because
or not vote too. I mean, that's
vote with your conscience if that means not voting as well. But so Brandon Herrera is about to kick Tony Gonzalez's ass in Texas 23. Okay. Tony Gonzalez is a total wolf in sheep's clothing, has never supported President Trump. He's a Hispanic Republican in West Texas, and he's super anti-Second Amendment. And he also had an affair with his staffer, Regina Aviles. He told her he was going to leave his wife, allegedly. Her husband found out, confronted her about it. Tony refused to leave his wife, and then she set herself on fire, allegedly, in her backyard.
I just looked it up while he was talking. What the fuck?
Now, when the fire department and the police arrived, and the only thing she said was, "I don't want to die." All right. Now, first of all, women who want to kill themselves, they take pills or they jump off a bridge. They don't set themselves on fire and immolate. All right. I've never seen that before.
Are you gendering her? Misgendering her? Maybe,
no, she's actually a woman. She's 100. She was a hot Latina. She was a big booty Latina. Okay, she was like a real woman.
Isn't that redundant?
Well, I guess. But
wait. Can we just back up? Wait. So she set herself on fire. Somebody dialed 911. They waited for the fire department to get there, and then by the time the fire department got there, she was still able to calmly say, "I don't want to die, guys. I just want to be clear about that." She's still on fire at this point.
It's murky, and let me tell you why. Her family has not allowed the police report or the body cam footage or there's a security cam footage. They have a ring cam or something like that, and this is allegedly all caught on video. It sounds like allegedly she set herself on fire and then ran around the backyard and got it out, maybe got a hose or something like that, called 911 herself. I think that her mom showed up, and she, they've got an 8-year-old kid. It's a really tragic story, but the paramedics were able to communicate with her, and she was like, I don't want to die. Okay. And so they took her to the hospital. She died the next day.
So she did die. That's very sad.
She's dead as a doornail. Okay, bro. Yeah. Dead as a doornail. Sad. And Tony Gonzalez put out some boilerplate statement and was like, mental health is real, and what a tragedy. And immediately there was rumors of them having had an affair because they had been seen together quite a bit. And who knows, her husband might have gone out there and be like, that son of a bitch, Tony Gonzalez, he was fucking my wife, and he won't even give her the time of the day, won't even talk to me about it. But there's a picture of Elon Musk when he went to Eagle Pass at the border. Tony Gonzalez is there, and Regina Aviles is there, in the picture with him and Elon Musk. But just this week, on Tuesday, early voting in Texas began. Brandon Herrera, the AK guy, he's a YouTuber. He's super based. I love him. And he ran against Tony 2 years ago and came very close to unseating him in the primary. They had it was a 3-way contest. Brandon forced it into a runoff, and Tony only won by 400 votes, and he outspent Brandon Herrera by $30 million. Okay. Now this time around, Tony's got this scandal following him. The day before early voting began, they broke a story about Regina having confirmed the affair via text message to another staffer. Like she was texting and like the staffer had some problem at the office and was worried about her position. And Regina was like, listen, I fucked the boss and I'm doing okay. And she was like, yeah, I guess so. But then she ends up dying later. There's also perhaps a cartel connection. I'm not 100% sold on her setting herself on fire. But so that came out and Tony and his wife posted a picture of themselves on election day. Like, hey, we voted. Okay, there was like 4 bookmarks. I was one of them. There was 10 likes, and then there was like 1,000 comments. And every single comment was like, you know, you killed your mistress. You know, nobody's voting for you. Go Herrera. You know, blah blah blah. Like the whole comment section, he was just like totally ratioed and lit up. And anyways, the story just kept getting worse. Regina's husband came out and was like, he definitely had an affair with my wife. And we are suing him. There's Ash. What is that act where you can sue a congressman for bad behavior or something like that? I want to say it's called like the CAA or something like that. I don't know. You can get a $300,000 payout, basically.
Like we should all be using this act right
you
now
should.
if this exists. Every single one of us, they're all guilty of bad behavior.
Well, I think that it has to be certain types of bad behavior.
Bill.
Yeah, I'll find my bookmark and I'll tell you exactly what it is.
Full disclosure, I have no idea who any of these people are that you're talking about. Like when you say Tony Gonzalez, I'm thinking of the NFL tight end, but
I was too.
But that doesn't matter. Like my ignorance is not impacting anything. I just wanted to announce my ignorance to everybody.
Right with you guys.
Okay, so I found the tweet and I can tell you exactly what it is. So it's called the CAA, the Congressional Accountability Act. And
not the Central Artist Agency.
No, it's different. It's not Illuminati recruiting
Central casting
in LA. Yeah, central casting. So anyways, it looks like Brandon Herrera is going to win. Like on Polymarket, it's like, 77% for Herrera. By all accounts, everybody online, at least on Twitter, seems to be voting for Brandon Herrera. And Tony couldn't raise a dime. But my point here is that President Trump just endorsed Tony Gonzalez. And there's no way that he doesn't know what's going on because the dude, he pays attention on Twitter. And this won't be the first time that President Trump said, you should vote for this asshole that everybody knows is a bad person.
Lindsey Graham.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Spetzel in the chat said that Ash was very respectful. She said, eat a satchel of Richards instead of eat a bag of dicks. I did not do anything like say eat a bag of dicks. All I did was just do the Chris Paul school of how do you know what you know? On what authority are you standing for? How do you know what you know? And it breaks their brains. Because they never have to defend the accepted party of false decorum lines. And once you make them to, they can't. The other thing I just wanted to mention really quickly is on the subtopic of eating a bag of dicks. On why we vote tonight, Heather, who I don't see in the chat, but she said, Ash, you don't need a swear jar. You need a dick jar. So that if you swear, you put a little tiny dick in a jar. And I just want to say, I have these because Peggy gave me a whole bunch in Plymouth of bags that have my face on them, and they're bags of little candied dicks.
I got a bag of dicks too. Yeah.
Can you hold it up to the camera closer so the class can see it? And you need to There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I also have
Thank you for that.
Oh shit! I just made a mess. I also have jars, so I took her up on it, and now I have a dick jar.
That's all that's in there?
Well, I just spilled about 50 dicks.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that didn't look like it was full.
It's like a dick fur.
Yeah.
It's like a dick fur.
I only just started it, and I
Is
put
that
in
the
like,
segue into Penis Gate?
Thank you. Yes, it is. Do we want to do Penis Gate first, or do we want to finish the Canadian?
I mean, we've already broken the seal, so we might as well just go ahead. Go ahead.
We already circumcised the story.
Also, if I can, somebody in the chat was like, so Zach, why does Trump keep endorsing clowns? I think maybe so people start thinking for themselves, because I mean, like what I just told you about Tony Gonzalez is what you're going to find if you go and search his name. It's the first thing that's going to come up. So then people are going to be like, what? Why would I vote for Tony Gonzalez? And they're going to start thinking about it. And then they're going to maybe hopefully go back and look at some of these other clowns that President Trump has said to vote for. Sometimes, they're good picks. They're good people. But it doesn't always happen. And I think that, maybe it's a lesson. It's a lesson about discernment and about actually diving into some of these subjects instead of just trusting what people tell you.
And also, I would say that going back to his first inauguration address, he's giving power back to you, the people.
Yeah.
Which means you don't have to take everything he says and make that your ideology.
Internalize it.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, look at what's like unfolding right now on social media is Mike Huckabee like versus Tucker, and Trump completely set that whole thing up by appointing Mike Huckabee as the Israeli prime minister or the Israeli ambassador, and then telling everybody when he was asked about the Nick Fuentes interview with Tucker, saying, yeah, everyone should just consume everything and think for yourself. Like, I'm not going to tell you to censor people. Like, listen to Tucker and then think for yourself. And now you have Mike Huckabee getting dragged across the concrete right now. So it is.
And then you've got people still saying
video.
Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's great.
Yeah.
I mean,
From the Nile to the Euphrates, man. They should just
From the Nile to the Euphrates. Yeah. Dude, isn't it wild? Like, I have messages that I won't share, but I could, of like people sending me like curse-filled, swear-filled messages of like how I needed to like die because
of how anti-Semitic you are.
Because I was proposing 2+ years ago that there was this greater Israel plan to like take over the entire Middle East.
Wait a second. That's like not conspiracy.
Well, it's not now, but 2.5 years ago, like right after October 7th, people were very sensitive about that stuff.
It wasn't a conspiracy theory, Zach. You just weren't allowed to say it because
you weren't allowed to talk about it. And people like the number of messages I have of like, I will never read Badlands again or support Badlands again because of this shit. And it's like, okay, I guess see you later.
Ghost fault, guys.
This is why I don't read the comments section.
Yeah,
I just say whatever I want.
I stopped checking my DMs after that. So if you sent me a DM on Substack and I haven't responded, that's why. It's because I just got so sick of
everybody else ruined it for you.
Yeah.
There's always someone.
Damn
Or a
Jews.
whole lot of them.
But it's why I love the chat.
Right.
Because the chat is like, if we're going to have a conversation, it's going to be in the chat. But some asshole might show up in the comment section later because they don't have the courage to come and say it while you're live on the air.
Many such cases.
So I have this roll-up video that I saw Carly. I don't know who the guy that made the actual video is, but Carly Bone posted this. And it gives you kind of a rundown of the stories. We'll do a quick, we'll do a quickie on Penisgate, and then we'll talk Canadian cheaters.
Don't tell me that.
These Olympics are getting really weird. We've got Minions copyright infringement, a Venom helmet, and that's just scratching the surface. If you haven't been watching these Winter Olympics, just know you've been missing out on some wild storylines. This Olympian from Norway won bronze, and in his immediate post-race interview, broke down crying when he admitted he cheated on his girlfriend and they broke up last week. He told the world that he already had his gold medal and wanted her back. French biathlete Julia Simon just won gold. Why is that notable? Well, she recently was convicted of stealing her teammate's credit card to buy almost $3,000 worth of online purchases. People weren't even sure if she would be able to compete after getting served a 6-month ban by the French Ski Federation, but that was suspended, allowing her to compete and win. Here's maybe the wildest one. The World Anti-Doping Agency is investigating the claim that male Olympic ski jumpers have been injecting hyaluronic acid into their genitals in order to enlarge them. Why would this ever be a thing? Because ski jumpsuits are fitted by 3D body scanner, and having a bigger groin area means there's more suit material down there, which acts like a sail that catches the wind and lets them jump farther. And lastly, the Slovakia Olympic hockey team is responsible for catching a fugitive who had been on the run for 16 years. Yes, a 44-year-old Slovak shop thief just couldn't resist going to watch his hockey team play Finland, so he came to Milan, where he was found and arrested.
Okay, so Penisgate is the allegation that ski jumpers are injecting hyaluronic acid into their penises and ostensibly their balls to inflate them before their bodies are scanned for their suits, so that when their penises shrink back down before they compete, there's this extra fabric. It's like a sail when they're in the air. So they have like a flying squirrel thing going on down there.
Mm-hmm.
And the anti-doping.
So it shrinks back down Ash after a certain amount of time.
Eventually.
It's
That's
like
so
penis
short.
webbing.
Yeah,
like,
I think
Because I
it's
was
like
gonna
the-
like webbed
I-
fingers, but for your penis. Yeah.
I was
love-
gonna say if,
Yeah.
if it didn't, then we would just be recruiting black dudes, right? To be like, right, Cam?
but
Should
they
have read the
don't-
chat. I already wrote it in the chat. I
They
said I
don't-
know
they
a
don't
bunch of
say,
black
do
guys
they,
who bought
Cam?
some skis.
Show
Oh,
me-
yeah,
show me
You're ahead of me. I
show me a
wasn't
black
trying
guy
to
in
do now.
skis.
we do now.
Um,
Starting
so
yesterday.
hyaluronic acid is facial filler. I mean, that's what they're like injecting into women's lower eyes and cheeks and stuff like that.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so I learned about this last weekend, and all weekend long, I had plump it up. You got to plump it up. Don't you know? Plump it up in my head. Okay,
Local radio.
Canadians cheating. So
Oh, Canada.
the allegation here is on double touching. The green line is called the hog line, and you cannot touch the stone so you can't touch it after you let go of it. Definitely can't touch it when the stone is
That's
in
the hog line.
contact with the hog line. Yeah, or even just touching the hog line. It
Mm.
doesn't have to be like all the way over or anything. Okay.
That's what she said.
Why is it called a hog line? Do we know that?
I
You know
don't
why.
know that.
You know why.
Is this game was invented by
The-
Scottish peasants, so you'd have to find one and ask them.
Check the line with the
Um,
hyaluronic acid.
Scotland invented this.
Yes,
Yes,
and
that
then
is that one.
exported it to Canada.
In 1521 or
And
something.
Canada
like that. It's been around
is-
for a long time.
Besmirching the good name of curling. So this match was last weekend, and it's the Canadian men's curling team and the Swedish men's curling team. I'm going to play this, and then we'll talk about it.
I haven't done it once. You can fuck off. You haven't done it once? I haven't done it once. Okay? I'll show you a video after the game. How about you walking around like you don't want to dancing around the house here? How about that?
You can suck off, eh? You can fuck off.
Broken the stone right there.
There it is. That's the double stroke. That's the
Double-
they call that the money shot. They call it the money shot in curling.
But that was
what you-
before the
that's what
green
you
line.
Pay for. You got to pay extra for that though.
Yeah, he got
That
a little
was-
overly
that was
aggressive
overt.
in his defense there. I would say he was absolutely lying with you.
Okay.
You can fuck right off.
Yeah, well, here's
Fuck right
the
off,
thing.
eh?
That angle of camera does
off,
not
eh?
exist in the official camera angles. So the Swedes working with Norway, I think it was Norway, either Norway or the Netherlands. Those guys set up a sting, and they got camera footage. And apparently, they have a whole bunch of angles of a whole bunch of instances of this, not just that one. Camera angles. They set it up so that they would catch them in that angle. After this, so the Canadians thought there's no way we're going to get caught. There's no camera angle, but they set up a sting. Apparently, the Canadians cheat so much that they set up a sting to catch them at the Olympics cheating, and did. And you know what Canada did? They
What?
lodged a complaint about unlawful recording.
Oh my
Ah,
god.
of course.
This is like a metaphor for like everything else. It's like the election integrity stuff. It's like they're not
Yeah.
mad about the election being stolen. They're mad that
They got
people
caught.
are
It's
trying
like
to
what
monitor
happened
the
to
election
Tina
integrity.
How
Tina
dare you
Peters,
put the shit
basically. Yeah, how dare you?
Future objective said in the chat that we should call this segment "Romancing the Stone." Just gonna throw that out there.
Okay, I like that. I like
Romancing the
that.
bone.
Yeah,
I mean,
That's the
yeah.
entire
Give
time.
that a thumbs
the
up.
real shocker here, though, is the fact that it's like in a match between Sweden and Canada, we had that much animosity. I would have nobody saw that one coming. I mean, that guy was
Imagine
not
if
being
they
very
could throw
Canadian.
punches like in hockey.
The
Imagine,
Canadian dude
like-
didn't lie though. Did you catch that?
I was gonna, yeah.
He said,
I
"I didn't do it."
it.
He said, "I didn't do it once."
Yes.
Yep, he did.
He did do
said
it
that.
twice.
Every
yes.
time.
Right.
Right.
He's not lying.
Um,
He didn't
Catch
do it
Jonathan.
once.
So there was another like kind of similar allegation of the Canadian female team having it wasn't exactly the same thing where they let go and then released it. Like I had to convince my husband of this by slowing it way down and going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until
Back
he
and
couldn't
to the
deny it.
left.
Yes,
Back
exactly.
and to the left.
Because he takes his hand off and then he extends his finger again. Like he's obviously lying. He just thought he'd never get caught.
Can
Which-
somebody explain how this impacts the stone though? Like that guy looked like he basically is like it's like, hey,
The whole
smell
thing
my
is
finger.
physics.
Wait,
The whole thing is physics. The direction of the stone is really important. What you're doing with the broom is melting ice so that it goes in a specific direction. So if you
I love that Ash
Zhuzh
is a curling. I love it. But
cheating
like,
is wrong.
But was he doing something with the like? What was his finger even doing? It was like a smell my finger move. I mean, like that was Like
It was
didn't
a
look- it didn't look
gentle-
like he was actually pushing.
Just that
it.
gentle little extra.
Just
I think
that
he,
We need to watch
Hey,
it
I'm
again.
just
Across the
impressed he
line.
could find the
Was he
stone.
trying
Years
to
of practice.
like redirect it though, or was he just trying to make it go further? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out what the
That
what
guy's
was the
been
intent.
doing
of
that
the
since
thing.
he was a kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
you could
doing
tell.
that.
it's a very
Years of
precise
practice.
sport. So like I would imagine like any little bit of extra, time that you get to kind of judge the speed. So if you're over the hog line and you're still maybe giving it a little more with that finger, I think it could make a difference. I don't
The
know.
hog line. How many dick references are we gonna have?
I mean,
There's
it's just-
all of them.
A lot of them.
It's like
A
something-
lot of them.
it's like
Well,
something
Ash
that you
did
find
spill
in a
50
fraternity
dicks on
house.
her desk, so we need 50 dick references.
All right. So is anybody else here think that it's unusual that they wouldn't have a camera perfectly trained at the angle that would allow us to see if they were
Honestly,
cheating or not?
yes, it should be there because if you're even touching the stone, once it touches the hog line, that should be some kind of a penalty, right? So, but
Mhm.
they don't have that.
I mean,
Alright,
how
first
did this guy not think he was gonna get
handle.
caught? It's like
We've got the handle, and we come off.
See, once
We
you let go of the
release
handle,
the
you're not
stone.
supposed
that's
to
what he
touch
does.
it.
This is like a he's
Release the
grazing it.
stone. You can see it's very clearly there is
Yep.
space
There's space.
between
There's
the
space.
stone
Yep.
and his
There's
finger,
definitely
and
space.
then
I'm seeing white.
And then he finger blasts it right there. There it is.
It's like a very subtle gesture. It's a
Yeah,
very
it's
subtle
just
gesture.
he's just like scraping his nail against the back just to ensure that momentum stays up.
I see. Okay, yeah. I mean, I could be convinced that yes, that was
And
that was
and
a
he,
sufficient move. Yeah.
he could say, oh, well, no, I was just bringing my hand down. I'm just getting as close to the stone as possible.
That was a football move. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think once you let go of the handle, you're not supposed to touch. I don't think
No.
you're supposed to touch the
Correct.
stone at
no,
all.
you have
You're-
to touch the granite of the stone. You have to take the stone out of play.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so they got caught. They lodged a complaint. Did they get kicked out or anything? Did anything happen? What?
They're still playing. Yeah, no, nothing happened to
God.
them.
What about a penalty?
They did. So the ginger Canadian got a warning for language because he
Yeah,
said
for
fuck
language.
off.
Yeah.
Oh.
For not
And
being
then
Canadian.
Did he
They
say sorry?
clarified the World Curling International or whatever clarified the rule that you are not allowed to touch it.
Mm.
It's like, but he did, and then he lied about it, and
Dude,
they caught him
how
on
gr-
video, and nothing.
How great would it have been if those two had gone to blows with their brooms, just fucking whacking the shit out of each other with the brooms? I
That
would
would've
have
I think
so
we all
cool.
wanted
good
that.
money to
Jay.
see
Are
that.
those
Yeah.
Swiffers or
Yeah.
what are those things?
Swifters, yeah.
Oh, dude, show the video. Show the video.
This
There's a
is what
video of someone
broom
showing
ball
like how
is.
it works. It melts
Oh,
the
I do
ice.
have that
Yeah,
video.
the ice is kind of
Yeah.
rocky. It's like
Yeah.
it's got like pebbles in it
'Cause-
or something.
I think it's like textured so they can walk on it, right?
Right, it's textured, and then like they
Well, no,
smooth it out.
it's
to get it
textured
go a
to
certain way, but-
emulate the beautiful, crisp
Scotch.
streams of
And
the Scottish countryside, the Highlands,
Yeah.
because
And
that's
the-
not going to be a perfect stream there.
In the old days, we used to use those like witches brooms, like full on
Mhm.
broom Hilda brooms. It's pretty cool to see like some old
Witches
clips from
brooms.
the old days.
I don't know what's on the end of the brooms, but there is some kind of like melter on it.
Well, it'll just be the friction.
There it is.
I think that's why I like it so much because it's a highly frictional sport.
Wow.
Not a fan of that.
So is this you think why they have kids do broomball? Is this like is broomball like training?
I don't
What
know.
is training
broomball
for?
is.
What is
Never,
broomball?
never heard of
Right?
broom ball.
Yeah,
Oh my god!
What is broomball?
yeah.
Some Colorado.
Definitely never
thing.
played it. Yeah, definitely Colorado.
Mike, chat. Does anybody know what broomball is? Am I on an island on this?
Is that like poor
Is it
kids who
Quidditch?
can't
Is it
afford
like hockey
hockey?
with-
Heard of it.
Is it like hockey with
say
for
Quidditch?
poor kids?
It's like the
Definitely
gym
Quidditch.
class version
It's a
of
gym
like
class sport.
hockey, but with brooms and a ball, and yeah,
Mm.
essentially. The same.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah. Broomball is
Now, we're-
awesome,
The
baby.
point of the
It
broom
says.
is
Sounds
to
like a Colorado thing.
make it go a
We were too
direction.
busy playing
right?
Smear
It's
the
like
Queer.
Yeah, I think Matt
And to keep
that
its
when
momentum.
they use the frictioner over the ice, they create the melted water, which allows for a smoother surface for those stones to go gliding over.
That's how ice skates work too, though, isn't it? Like,
don't
that's
know.
a voice The ice skates actually cause a micro layer of like melted water, and that's what
Hmm.
they're skating on.
So the thing is, you're not pushing the stone, and which is also why the finger poking out and kind of directing it is such a violation. The momentum is coming from your legs as you push off into this like kind of Superman pose thing, and you're holding the stone, and you release it, and you can, I think, turn it, but you're not really
you see him turn the handle.
Yeah, but you don't have the ability to like poke, shove it in a specific way.
It's like in the cornhole, like the move in cornhole is to put some spin on it so that when it lands, it spins and stops and it doesn't slide off the back. It's like you want to.
We're doing butt jokes now. Cornhole. Come on, man.
Well, no, that wasn't. But I mean, if you want to run with it, feel free.
I am cornhole.
Yeah, we should figure out a way to set up an actual curling opportunity at a GART where we should do curling.
I would love to try it.
I would 100%
do shuffleboard with roller skates.
I would go hard on curling.
When I was watching curling the other night, my nightly ritual the last 2 weeks, what struck me is that like when they're sweeping, they don't hit the stone, they don't step on any other stones.
I'm sure there's a penalty if they do, right?
I would imagine, but I've never seen anybody screw up and accidentally like touch the stone or touch the other person's. Like they'll have two of them sweeping right next to each other. It's pretty coordinated. I have to say that's and they're on ice. They're like walking on ice. I don't think that's very easy.
So
I think
one
it's a
of
lot
their
harder than you think.
Flick shoe that they can like glide on like a skate, or like a like a deck of a snowboard or a ski. And the other one is like grippy.
Oh, so there's two different kinds. Mm-hmm. And then they have something they put on when they're the person doing like throwing the stone. And they get in that very acrobatic position, which is also impressive.
It's called the tripods.
Look, these are finely trained athletes.
There's a lot of stretching. There's a lot of stretching involved if you're the guy throwing the stone because you don't want to pull you don't want to pull a hammy out there.
You also don't want to crush your nuts.
A hammy before the hog zone.
That's true. Dude, speaking of hogs, man, are we gonna go ice? Are we gonna go ice some pigs or what, Ash? Ash, we were like in the chat. We were talking
I did not participate in that murderous discussion that you all had.
No, we were talking about just like right before the show. We were talking about the bristleboard brushes and getting material for the bristleboard brushes.
Yes.
And the boar bristle brushes rather. And I was just saying,
we're gonna go with my design. Was that concluded?
I liked your design, but
it was pretty good, dude.
In Texas, man, they got like a real pig problem down there, like wild pigs. And like
Florida too.
You can hop in a chopper with a rifle and they will fly you over those herds and ice
real low too.
Yeah. And
the
ranchers are very appreciative.
If you do
those pigs are dangerous though, man. They could kill you. They're
wild boar.
Not if you're in a helicopter.
That's why you get in the helicopter because otherwise they'll kill you. Yeah.
We've got him down here.
He's got a ranch.
We've got him in Florida as well. Like I've seen him on the highway just driving by. And I've had my yard torn up by him a couple of times.
Yeah, they've been
Spetzel's got a ranch and he's got pigs down there we can hunt.
Yep.
Yes,
dude.
Spetzel, let's go to Spetzel's right now.
Wait, Spetzel, you got some
Clarkson
pigs?
B said he shot 2 pigs tonight.
Dude, okay.
You guys have been holding out on this, man.
Spetzel, dude. Yeah, we need to set this up.
For us?
Why does it not surprise me, our audience?
Wait. Breaking news. Breaking news. Thousand Dare in the chat. There is a curling place in Vegas, and I believe we're going back to Vegas, right?
In August.
Yeah.
Okay, we need to set this up.
Seriously, there's a curling place there?
Yes.
Thousand Dare says that there's a curling place in Vegas, so we are gonna have to set that up.
Hell yeah!
Spetzel says, "Come to my ranch and hunt pigs to your heart's delight, or I can just supply the boars." I would love to go hunt some pigs. Horseback or chopper, your choice, Spetzel. Dealer's delight, but dealer's choice.
One thing that all of these winter sports does is create dry chapped lips, and we have a new soft disclosure ad and a new villain at Badlands as well. So here we go.
Down at where beards grow wild and lips dare to crack without permission. One woman has suffered.
Hi, I'm Margie, and I'm Jadriet's mother.
But the world would come to know her by another name. Madame Margie, the moistureless.
The past 6 months, I have been suffering with dry, chapped lips
Dry, chapped, and unstoppable.
I have tried every lip balm on the market.
Nothing could save her until
Jay came home with a lip balm. It's called Soft Disclosure, and it's all natural.
with one miraculous application, her power awakened.
Within one day, my lips were healed. It was miraculous.
But salvation came at a cost. For in the shadowed lands known only as Badlands,
You boys at Badlands are so handsome.
she saw potential,
You're covering up your beautiful faces.
and she made her demand,
You should shave them all off,
or face the consequences. Beard oil will not save you now.
and you'll look so much better.
This summer, moisturize wisely and guard your beards, because Madame Margie, the moistureless, is always watching.
God, I love that like Art Deco, almost steampunk
So
like
well
logo.
done.
That's so freaking cool.
Nice.
Oh.
That was great.
Disavow the shaving of the beards.
Look, I'm the only
Margie.
one on Badlands without a beard other than you, Ash. And that's saying something. But
Yeah.
Official
Even
cease and
the
desist
power of
to
Madam
Margie.
Even
Margie.
Ghost has a beard now. Right?
I don't think
know.
Abby
Is
has a
that
beard.
trimmed?
Demetrius.
Are you keeping
Well,
it that
and
short?
Abby, of course, all the girls.
Mhm.
But
That's why I
Ghost, are
laughed.
you
I was like,
keeping it that
Abby?
short, or are you trying to grow it out?
I've been like trimming it because you know it kind of gets all crazy.
Yeah,
So yeah, I've been trimming it, but yeah, for now it's gonna stay like this. My wife wants me to shave it, so you know there's a 50-50. Anytime I go on air, there's a 50-50 chance it'll be gone, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But the beard oil is fantastic. I've been
It
using it
is.
for a week now, and crunch is like the right word to describe the way that my beard.
Have you
felt.
used the brush?
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
brush and the beard.
Brush is awesome.
Yeah, the brush is great.
I've been just using the beard oil on my face, and
Yeah.
it's freaking awesome. It's like actually really, I don't know. Some of your skin does feel really soft. Like you don't need a beard. It's just speaking for my mom. You don't need.
So anyway, I think that we should
Yes.
Dang.
Dang, you're harsh, Ash.
Family Jatriot is on my list right now because I speak for the beards, and how dare you?
Hey, how about let's talk about the lip balm though. This stuff,
Mom's great.
this stuff's amazing. It really is. Actually, I mean, everything my mom said was exactly true. Like she's been complaining for months. I just didn't have the lip balm. So once I got it, I gave it to her. For those of you, Cam, who are saying, how'd you let your mom go with like in chapped lips for that long? But you know, my sister was giving her all these recommendations. Use Aquaphor, use this, use that, and nothing was helping. And
So-
I gave her that, and she's just like, oh my God, like the next day she was like texting me, oh my God, it's like the greatest thing ever. Because she's been complaining. I don't know how I think she just I don't know what's happened, but like she's
I know
been
what's
licking her lips
happened.
too much or something. I don't know what's happened.
So regular lip balm products, which have, you know, they're just petroleum based and they have a whole bunch of other artificial things in them. They are designed to apply moisture when you put them on, but inevitably that artificial moisture goes away and it leaves your lips drier than they were when they started out. It creates an addiction, so you have
Yes.
to keep using it. The difference with Soft Disclosure is that these are natural products that truly nurture and moisturize your skin, so it actually heals those dry, cracked lips.
Yeah.
So you don't have to use it all the time, but you want to use it all the time because it makes your lips feel more supple and moisturized. Lisa is a huge lip balm user herself. As long as I've known her, she was always just putting stuff on her lips. I quit using lip balm myself years ago because I realized what I just told you guys.
Yep.
Living in Michigan, you know, I mean, like when it got to be winter and my lips would get chapped or my face would get chapped, I would put something on and I would immediately have to continue using it. And I was like, I don't want to do this. And so I stopped using it and I started, you know, I switched to something that was natural, and it wasn't a product like Soft Disclosure. I just used something natural to like wean myself off of it. But now, you know, I mean, obviously Soft Disclosure is providing a base of lipids and soothing balms and tonics if you need them. So go for it.
Absolutely. That's a good point though, Zach, because I remember as a kid, there was like a commercial for chapstick. I was a little kid and they took like a rose petal and they like put chapstick on it and then had one that was like not with chapstick on it. And then they did like this, you know, 2 days later kind of thing. And the one with chapstick was still looked like a fresh rose petal, and the other one was all dried up. So we tried to reconduct that experiment, and it was the exact opposite. Like the one with the chapstick was actually done. And we couldn't believe it because we were like little kids and we thought, oh, this works, you know? And then it was like, what? So we tried it again, and it absolutely was the opposite of what they had on TV for that. So makes a lot of sense that they would give you something to dry your lips so that you apply more of it.
Yeah.
It's
when we first got married, my wife was addicted to Carmex.
Mrs. Ghost, the chapstick, like literally a chapstick addict for sure. It's like all over my house. My kids eat it or used to eat it when they were little. I would much prefer for them to eat something that's like all organic than to eat the chemicals and the chapstick. But I don't know if y'all experienced that with babies, but like when a baby gets its hands on chapstick, it's going to
on anything.
Yeah, and then it's just going to eat the whole. Like my daughters would literally eat the entire stick of chapstick in like a 20-minute sitting.
I'm glad I didn't have that. But you know, it's like Dasani water. You guys ever had Dasani water before? Yeah, they put a certain. Yeah, it's made by Coca-Cola, and they put a certain ratio of salts in it so that it makes you thirstier. So like you drink all of it, and then when you're done, you're not satiated and you need something else.
It's like the shampoo, right? Every shampoo bottle that says rinse, wash, rinse, reapply. Like what? How many people wash their hair twice? But that's what they want you to do. So you go through their product quicker and have to buy it twice as fast. It's the same thing with the chapstick, same thing with the Dasani. Like everything is designed, every medication is designed to give you side effects that you'd have to chase with more medication. So it just all goes hand in hand with everything, we're exposed to through big food, big pharma, et cetera.
If there is a design flaw in our soft disclosure products, it's that they last way too long. The deodorant, tallow sticks, the lip balms, the mini tallows, those in particular, they will last forever.
Well, yeah, but that's getting back to true, like, make America great again, because that's the way stuff used to be made.
Yep.
Like, my family has a cabin up in Minnesota, and the washer and dryer that are up there were there. I think they bought them in like the late 60s, and they're still there, and they still function fine. It's like that's the way stuff used to be made. So soft disclosure is getting back to that.
I just looked it up, and I didn't know this. Chapstick has petroleum in it.
Oh,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's petroleum. Yeah.
Instead of
but who the fuck listens to me, right?
Right.
Well, instead of like beeswax,
Zach just did like 10 minutes on that.
But I'm
It's
saying
petroleum based.
but I'm just saying, like, petroleum. That means it's like that, like the
Oil?
Rockefellers.
Fossil
petroleum.
fuels.
It's probably invented by the
The Rockefeller conspiracy here, right?
But is it
It is.
fossil fuels though? Because Zach, didn't you mention that on Quast show?
Dinosaur
I
juice.
did.
Yeah.
Fossil fuels or a natural geologic process. I mean, I go with a natural geologic process,
Yeah,
but
that's why,
you
because
say
they've never
fossil
found
fuels and people know what you're talking about. You know,
that they can get oil like 30,000 feet down, but they've never found a fossil further than like 6,000 feet. Or something.
no.
And soft disclosure lip balm does not have petroleum products in it. It does have lanolin in it, which has a distinct scent to it. So some folks are particularly sensitive to that. Other folks don't notice it at all, but the lanolin is part of a big part of what makes it last so long on the lips. And so you don't have to continually reapply and reapply.
If I'm remembering correctly, there's a spray that I bought to put on the underside of my truck. And it's a lanolin-based spray called Fluid Film, and it's designed to prevent rust on vehicles because it's like a self-healing substance that will fill all the cracks and stuff that could potentially rust on a truck body frame, or truck frame, whatever. And it's a natural substance, so
Comes from sheep glands.
Yeah. I did not know that part, but I knew it was natural, and it's better, like, because old timers would literally take a spray bottle and fill it with oil and like spray the underside of their trucks to keep them from rusting. Well, that's a bunch of used motor oil, so it's better to use something that's a natural based product to protect your vehicle.
Anytime I've ever bought like steel, like steel bar or stuff for like metalworking, it's always had like a sheen of oil on it to stop it from rusting.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you have breastfed, but if you
Just
breastfeed,
once.
you're well familiar with lanolin.
I don't have any kids,
cracked
but I
nipples.
breastfed.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about okay. Never mind.
Oh, you mean like giving the milk? Oh yeah, I thought you meant getting it.
I mean, like
Yeah.
last week, I was just
Yeah.
breastfeeding last
The
week.
difference, guys, would be were you breastfed as opposed to breastfed. It's like,
Are you current? I thought she meant, are you currently breastfeeding? And yeah,
I've got a standing appointment every
everyone's
Thursday.
like, yes, of course I did that. I was like, wait, what the hell are y'all talking about?
look, I work. I got no time for lunch. I just go for a quick.
Oh man.
I mean, in case anybody out there is interested, there is a market out there for breast milk.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is that like Silk Road?
No, well, no, it's not. No, I mean,
Probably.
it's not like on the dark web, but I mean, there is like a network of people.
Yeah.
You
that-
confirmed that? I would.
You don't
think
know
there
that.
might be.
I-
When were
yeah.
you last on the dark web?
Breast
Whole
milk
other
in it.
breast milk.
Breast milk out there.
With a side of adrenochrome. Perfect.
Oh god.
No,
So
it's
lanolin
because-
means wool
Remember,
oil.
like that Abramovich chick, didn't she use breast milk and stuff? Some of her.
Well, she also
potions and
used
stuff?
cum and blood and piss and
Yeah.
shit. I mean, it was just all.
There we go.
All.
I would
body-
think that you could buy like her kit on the dark web. So that's why
Yep.
I was.
I think if you order things on the dark web, they tend to just come with free blood, cum, and breast milk. I mean, they put that in there.
You don't have to wait for the bundle.
You open
That's
it up
just
and there's like a
standard.
dead rat leg along with all of these other things. Like that's what people think is funny when you order on the dark web.
It's just
Seriously
standard.
wrong. Okay.
Free gift.
Good. Should we talk about? Should we? What should we talk about?
Question. Have we seen any flyers in the skiing world with the sail between their legs? Like, has that come up?
Yeah.
'Cause I would imagine if they have like the super slow motion high def cameras,
You want to see it, don't you, guys?
like they do in the
Fine,
NFL. No. But you would be able to see like the material.
Yeah.
the material
There's
of the,
pictures out
Flapping.
there.
Flapping in
like
the
you would
wind.
see the
Yep.
material flapping as it was like becoming full there. Like it would start to flap initially. I feel
There's
like you could
pictures where it looks like they got a full on squirrel suit on. I mean, it's pretty. I think
It's like, dude, so
I
that
think
guy
penis
was
gate's
definitely
real, dude.
juicing that. He probably juiced
Yeah.
up at.
I love that you
at
brought us back
weigh-ins.
to penis gate.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the the World Anti-Doping League's report on the matter officially. So
Is there a
anything
way
else, it might
us
leak. The
to-
results might leak in advance,
Can
So,
they test for that?
prematurely. It
Premature.
might come out, but we don't have the official results yet.
premature.
Do you guys remember when Lance Armstrong and the American team got caught doping? Like they were like juicing
Yeah.
erythropoietin and like a whole bunch of other things. And
Yeah,
so
Tour de
there was a
France.
doctor that came forward and like basically blew the lid off. He was like, I was the guy that made these people superhuman. There was another aspect to that scandal that only recently was just revealed. There is so somebody figured out how to put an electric drivetrain into those tiny little bike frames. And there have been a number of people who have been caught because they suddenly get a burst of energy at a weird time and like they pull ahead and basically there's like a battery and a motor inside the frame and it assists the pedals just like an electric bike. And so there will be like a little spot on the handlebar that maybe you can twist a little bit. And they've caught a couple of people and people got kicked out. And then other people were like, how did that get in there? I've never seen that before in my life. Someone
I
set
didn't know
me
my
up.
bicycle was a motorcycle.
Dude, that is
didn't know.
wild. I did not
It
hear
is.
that.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy shit. Because you look
You
and
have
you
to
see
have
how
balls to do
tiny
that.
those frames are.
So you guys talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
watching curling for hours and hours. I have watched road cycling more than I care to admit because my brother-in-law is big into it. And the number of times that you'll see like their support car coming up alongside, they hand out a water bottle or something, and then there's that little like they hold on just a
hold it.
little
Yep.
bit longer, get that little boost. It's like good grief, people are so ridiculous. There's like that margin of error though too. It's like you can just get that little break
Just
of
that
it.
little edge.
Yeah.
Well,
Don't
they
you
say if you're
think,
not
Jonathan,
cheating,
that
you're
they're
not
gonna
trying.
this guy's gonna result in there being cameras placed there, and that they're gonna have to do that or else people are just gonna not take it, and that's gonna result in like all the other cheaters besides him are gonna be so pissed at him
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's
for
ruined the
taking
cheating
away
for
their
everyone,
little
yeah.
their edge, because there's got to be can't be the only one. It's got to be a known thing,
Yeah.
And you know, you learn these things playing the sport, and there's probably somebody else, and he's like, dude, you just ruined it for the rest of us.
Well, think about all the guys that got mad at Jose Canseco.
Right.
He got caught with the steroids because they're like, what the fuck, man? We've all been doing it, but you just got us caught. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, no one
Ruined
can tell.
baseball. Way to ruin baseball, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're saying that they got caught with something like electronic on their bike and like
Yeah. And they figured it out because like they first of all they started testing bikes for electromagnetism. Like they went around with like a detector and they were like, you know, okay, there should not be any readings coming from right here. And then they had to like cut it open. There were other ones that they like started weighing bikes, and there's a number of different ways to be able to test it.
And they denied they had any knowledge of this.
Yeah, well, the one that I saw specifically deny it, this girl, she got what I described, like a strange burst of speed, and like she was going fast, but she was kind of in a relaxed state on her bike, but she pulled ahead of everybody. Right. Yeah, it didn't smell right. And then at the end, they went and checked her bike out, and they were like, "Yeah, there's totally an electric motor in here." And she was like, "I didn't do it. I didn't do it."
I thought that was easy.
Yeah,
that's like the equivalent of those people that show up to the ER with some object like wedged up their ass, and they're like,
right,
"Oh, I don't know how I got there. I think I
ass.
actually sat down on this giant bowling."
Well, it's a funny story, but you're never going to believe this.
No, you're right. I'm not.
God, how do you deny it at that point? Anyways,
The people who have like 30 contact lenses on their eyeball, like the stories where it's like, oh, there's some person that like went to the ER and they're like, there's something wrong with my eye, and then they were like, oh, you have 15 or 25 contact lenses layered on top of one another. That like they're just like, oh, whoops, like time to put a new contact in, just put the contact right on top of the old contact.
They fall asleep with it in or something.
Yeah, they forget they have them in there. I don't know.
Like forget they have them in there or something. Like I don't know, but I don't know how you get that many contact lenses.
How did we get from the stuff up the ass to too many contacts? I missed a step.
I mean,
well, it's people acting like, oh, how did that get there? Because they come in and they'd be like, oh, my eye itches.
Okay, I feel like if you fall asleep with a contact in and then you accidentally put in another one, that's a little bit different than how did this action figure get up my ass or whatever. Saw one of those, like it was one of those like Appalachian.
Thank you for saying that properly, by the way.
Saying what?
Appalachian versus Appalachian.
Appalachian.
Well,
I think it depends on the area.
Nevada.
The mountains are the Appalachian Mountains, but there's actually Appalachia, which is an area in the southern part of that.
Well, they're
Appalachian Mountains.
It's Appalachia.
Nevada.
Nevada.
I saw one of those like Appalachian emergency room shows, and one dude had a mag light. Like that's not an whoops, I fell asleep with a mag light in my ass and forgot to take it. Like I feel like the contact lens people are being falsely equated with the stuff up their ass people, and we should draw clear lines. I don't feel like they're in the same category, those people.
Yet.
They're not.
Same level of carelessness.
I have a niece who is an RN and works in the ER, and like every time I see her a couple times a year, and every time I just hound her, I'm like, tell me what sort of objects you found lodged up people's asses. That's all I want to know about your job. Just make sure you tell me about. She's like, yeah, it happens once in a while. And I'm like, how do you keep a straight face when these people try to tell you they just happened to sit down on the couch and there was just a cucumber sitting there or something? You know?
That's the Seinfeld joke, the Fusilli thing. You know, it's a 1 in a million shot, Doc.
I don't remember that one.
I just want to prove that like that I'm not just like pushing fake news here, but I am pushing fake news because it's the Today Show. But
23.
That's
like 23.
She is in the same equivalent bucket as the ass.
Yeah, like you have
23 how can you
contact lenses
see
stuck
through 23 contact lenses
really well?
I don't know, but it's
like the bionic woman
through walls.
Yeah.
In her defense, I've had contacts that have gone like up too far up my eyelid.
Oh, for sure. Like when they dry out, but dude, it's like
23 of them.
But no. If I have one back there, I'm itching to pull it out. I'm like trying to.
I would have noticed that. And
was it ever more than 2?
Never more than one.
I don't think it was ever more than one, and I've never forgotten that it's there.
Yeah.
You know, but the problem is, you know, if it goes up far enough, and then you're like, you can't find it. It's like, well, maybe did it pop out? It's like, should I just give up? It's like, no, I know it's in there, and
You
I've
can
never
feel
not
it.
given up trying to find it, because the idea of having something stuck up the
Hooray for
contact that
tenacity.
scares the heck out of me. I got enough problems with my eyesight. I don't need that, and I don't even wear contacts anymore because it's too much things like this that sort of drive you nuts to even think about it. And I've fallen asleep with contacts in that are not meant to be slept in, but
you get that little vacuum seal thing on your eye when you fall asleep with
Yeah.
a contact lens, and that's rough.
Doing a lot like this and just sort of like, I don't want to do it on camera. I'd look stupid, but standing in front of a mirror closely and trying to get a contact out, that's just something par for the course. But the idea of losing track of it is 23.
I remember
if you ever
At least
woken up
it's
with a
not
mag
the
light up your
emergency
ass.
room thing,
Yeah.
because
This
it's
is like Japanese to me. I know nothing about eye contacts and
Yeah, me
corrective
neither.
lenses.
They're not that difficult to get out. I mean, like you just like
Yeah,
pinch
yeah,
and then you
do,
pull
yeah.
them.
The
So
hard
Usually
part
they
was
come out.
at
You
first.
don't want them to.
Did anybody have trouble when you first got fitted for contacts? Because they made me like put
No.
them in front of them before they would let me leave, just to see if I could do it. And every time I saw my finger coming at my eye, I was just blinking. I couldn't do it. I sat there for like an hour. I could not get those things in my eye. Finally, I got them in, and the doctor came out after seeing like 3 more patients, because it took me forever. He's like, all right, we'll let you go. Oh man, I used to have to wake up like an hour early just to get those things in. And then eventually you get used to them and you do it in my sleep now. But I can't imagine not knowing you have an extra pair in there, let alone 23. That's impossible. I don't know where would they go?
Did she think they would just disintegrate and
Dissolve. She thought she was wearing dissolving ones.
Yeah, exactly. Dissolving contacts,
Like
I can imagine
dissolving
somebody
stitches
thinking
or
that.
whatever. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh,
Crazy.
it was like a prank that went wrong.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way. What is it? 12 years ago. Always wear safety glasses when
oh
using
yeah,
a table saw.
I got styrene in my eye one time. That was bad.
Oh,
You see that video about that? You can't hear titties.
Can't hear.
Always use safety goggles when using a table saw because you
yeah.
can't hear
Well,
titties.
and the crazy thing is, like where I work, I
point.
get as many safety glasses as I want. And my wood shop, I've got probably 50 pairs laying around, but whenever I need a pair, I can't find them. And so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna make this cut real quick. And I was standing off to the side, pushing the piece through, and like a chunk of the wood flew out, glanced off the push stick, and went right up into my eye. And I was off work for like a month because like initially like I like my hand went up like this, and I was like, I just kept saying over and over like stupid, because literally as I'm pushing the piece of wood through, I'm like, I should put some safety glasses on real quick. I'll just finish this cut real quick and then I'll do that. And I went inside. I was kind of in shock. I'm just like, I just need a bag of peas. I don't need to go to the hospital. My wife's like, no, we need to go to the hospital, because I pulled my hand away and then closed my left eye. I couldn't see. It was just black. And when I pulled my hand away, I could see blood and like clear liquid. I thought, oh my gosh, I popped my eye. It took 4 or 5 hours before I could start to see like blurry shapes again. And then it was like a month of like when you look underwater with your eyes open, how blurry that is. And the dissonance between the two images was just awful. And then over time, I mean, God is very good to me in spite of my stupidity. I'm back to 2020. But the only thing that's left is that my pupil on the right eye does not contract or dilate or expand and dilate as quick as the other side. So when I step outside and it's bright, like my instinction is to squint my right eye. But yeah, so now like if I can't find a pair of safety glasses, I've spent like a half an hour looking, and I won't make a cut, and that's been 12 years. I still like maintain the discipline.
Yeah.
So now you just gotta use sunglasses. If you can't find them, you just gotta pull out.
Yeah, I've improvised. Yeah.
So everybody in Nashville, go up to Drake and look real good and see if you can tell.
There used to be a little scar on my pupil, or like my cornea, I guess.
God.
And then there was the optometrist that I was dealing with. He was, checking my eye pressure and stuff. And initially he was like, oh yeah, you've got glaucoma, like secondary glaucoma as a result of, an injury, because my eye was not able to regulate pressure properly. And he tested it once. I tested really high on whatever the scale is. He's like, oh yeah, you got to start taking drops now. Because when you're talking about like going up and reaching for contacts, like I always hated putting drops in my eyes. So he's like, yeah, you got to take these drops like 3 times a day. And I'm like, for how long? He's like, forever. I'm like, whoa, like maybe we could like run an experiment here. Like, no, we need to be doing this. And I finally figured out that the guy was worthless when I on my own looked up, is there a home eye pressure testing kit? And it's sure enough, there's like home kits that you can get that insurance will pay for. So my next appointment, I asked him, hey, is there something I can do at home? Nope, you got to come in for this. I'm like, well, what? I just found this like 5 second search. Well, yeah, no, you. So I had to find another doctor who ran like, he had me come in like right after I woke up one morning, and then midday, like 2 weeks later, and then end of the day, 2 weeks after that. And even though I had tested once high, all those 3 different tests, like different parts of the day, my eye pressure was back to normal. And that was 10 years ago. And I'm always like doing like peripheral vision tests and stuff to make sure I'm not like losing my vision. But I'm back to 2020. Okay. Wear your safety glasses, people. You know,
yes. Has anybody done that LASIK surgery?
No.
Okay, because I went for a consultation like 30 years ago, and it was fairly new at the time. And my sister had gone, and she said, "Oh, it's the greatest thing. You don't have to wear glasses or contacts anymore." And I'm like, "Don't they like slice your like cornea and then like flip it up and like and it will never heal, like it'll always be like able to flip up?" And anyways, it sounded horrifying, but I went for the consult. So they like put me in this room, let me watch this video about how great it is, and it's just like 10 minutes of just selling you on it. And I'm going, wow, that sounds pretty good. And then they give you that last like 30 seconds of what can go wrong, and it's horrific. So then the doctor walks in, and I, that last 30 seconds, I had about 100 questions in my mind after seeing that. And he comes in, he's like, "Hey," he's like, "Nice to meet you. You got any questions for me?" And I looked at him and I said, "Well, I had a bunch of questions after watching that horrific video you just showed me." I said, "But now I've only got one." I said, "If LASIK is so great, how come you're wearing glasses?" And he's like, "Well, I'm just cool with the glasses." I go, "Are you waiting for like something better?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I said, "All right, well, I'm out of here." I said, maybe someday if you have it done, let me know. But yeah, it was kind of funny. I'm like, yeah, you're not really selling it wearing those spectacles there, dude.
Speaking of side effects from things that terrify you, I saw this commercial the other day. You guys have probably seen this one. It came on in the Olympics, and I don't watch a ton of like TV, but just I'm not gonna play the commercial. But check out the side effects. Serious side effects include increased ketones in the blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. And then after that, they say like you can get.
Are these the side effects of those the acid injections that the ski jumpers were?
I thought it was. I think it's like an autoimmune thing. I wanted to see first, like
I love that.
Is it one of those AIDS medications? But no, it's diabetes. It's for diabetes.
Diabetes, yeah. So rather than diabetes, you get to die of it like
diabetes, but you might get ass cancer.
Yeah,
we're just sitting there, waiting for the next curling and come on, and that commercial came on, and I was like, "What is that even for?"
They get to ask your wife, "How did he die?" "Oh, he died of a taint infection."
From diabetes.
He had diabetes. It was totally under control, but he died.
At that point, just say I died of COVID, dude. Just say I died of COVID.
Yeah. Tell him, make something up better than that, please.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We don't watch a lot of TV either, but my daughter, because they were watching the Olympics the other day, and she noticed how strange it was that in a medication commercial, the majority of the commercial was, "Here's why you shouldn't take this medication." Because she, like I said, we don't watch a lot of TV, so
you're gonna die. Right? Like it's like this may be fatal, but it's fine because it's what?
Can we finally get on board with the rest of the world and ban these pharmaceutical ads on TV? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's been almost 30 years.
Just remove the legal immunity that pharmaceuticals get, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, that would be even better. But
yeah,
my God, these commercials.
Yeah.
All right, where do we go from there?
I don't know.
It didn't say anything about
I feel like we
training
should talk about
men and
something
women.
good, though.
Just saying.
Something that's not, eye horrors or side effects of drugs. Space Monkey says Badlands should have a brand of boner pills called Hard Disclosure. What we would have to, John names all of the businesses bad something. So what would it be? Bad boners?
Look,
Bad
I like to
boners.
think there's no need for that kind of medication in our community.
Bad erections.
That's
Oh,
well
very
said,
healthy
Patrick.
individuals. We've all got it going on still.
Fake and gay erections.
Mm.
Anyway, I got you guys quiet. So we should talk
need
about
some
speaking
tape
of
cream.
disclosure, aliens are here now.
Yes.
Before we pivot, because that'll be a long conversation. Before we pivot, let's hear from our next sponsor, which is Gold Co. And it's officially a new era for gold and silver. Gold has broken 5,000 an ounce, and silver has surged past $100 in 2025 alone. Gold jumped 64%, while silver skyrocketed 150%. And with political and economic uncertainty ahead, 2026 could bring even bigger moves. After such a historic run, a pullback is normal. Metals move fast, and some consolidation is expected. But top analysts are calling for even higher prices. We've seen the first bank failure of 2026, with regulators shutting down Metropolitan Capital Bank. Trust in Chicago. Could more follow? It's no surprise that Americans are pulling money from banks and turning to the proven protection of gold and silver. Big news, Goldco is celebrating America's 250th anniversary birthday with a limited time bonus. Get up to 10% free gold or silver plus free storage and a free home safe with a qualifying cash purchase. This offer won't last, so act now. We're just seeing the early signs of another 2008 style crash. I hope not. Don't wait for the next shoe to drop. Protect your wealth with the precious metals, because in uncertain times, gold and silver shine the brightest. Visit badlandsgold.com today for your free 2026 gold and silver kit and bonus buy. That's badlandsgold.com.
Nice.
All right, aliens. Carry on.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I was basically watching the sort of narrative play out, so I wasn't super surprised when President Trump made that announcement. I guess I was a little bit because I was just having a conversation with a friend about the various things that happened, and then in the midst of that conversation, President Trump posts that Truth Social post, and I was like, well, I guess this is happening. Let's see what. But then at the same time, I'm like, how do we even know whatever the Pentagon or any other government agency produces if it's going to be legit? I mean, how many times have they said over the years that, okay, well, we're going to give you what we have on, aliens or UAPs or whatever. But so I don't know.
Did that come before or after the Obama?
After the Obama. So
okay.
Obama,
Yeah.
and then President Trump said Obama revealed classified information. And then like the next day, he's like, well, we're just going to tell the Pentagon, go ahead and put everything out they have on aliens.
But before that, Laura Trump on her podcast had said a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
she said that her dad was going to come out with something soon. So it's, there was some foreshadowing before the Obama thing.
Yeah, it did kind of seem like Obama teed that up.
He did. Tee it
Also,
up.
back to the other topic really quickly, because I want to make sure that I don't not hat tip sleep state for this delightful meme.
Japanese design firm Kenji Abe has designed a glass beer bottle that you can stick into the sand on the beach. Hi, ER Deck here. I don't know who needs to hear this, but do not even think about it. That's funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
So,
you, Dr.
another thing
Mellinger.
that people sometimes put in their rear ends is coffee. Because there's coffee enemas, which
Coffee enemas?
segues
That was a
nicely into the
discussion
next
at, like,
sponsor.
one of the first carts I went to. Yeah.
You had one?
So, no. I'm not saying I've had one,
He's
but
doing
I'm saying
a segue into a sponsor. Stop talking, everyone.
okay.
Let the man segue.
It should be no surprise then that our next sponsor is 1775 Coffee. You guys, if you still haven't tried 1775 Coffee, this is your opportunity. They still have some of those 1775 starter kits available. They've got about 1,000 left. So if you want to get into this, you're going to get yourself some of their bold dark roast. It hits nice and hard, smooth, robust. Their smooth medium roast, it goes down a treat. And then, of course, their Vitality mushroom coffee. It's going to give you that clean energy and laser focus without the crash of traditional caffeine. All of it is made from the highest quality beans you can get, single origin, small batch, toxin and mold free. Not all coffee brands can say that. Plus, you're also going to get several free goodies with this bundle, including a gold spoon clip, a strong frother, and their 1775 tumbler. It comes in black. That's how I like it, black. $170 worth of coffee and gear, and it's all yours for only $99. This is for the people who have been watching 1775 blow up on Rumble and wondering, should I actually try this? The truth of the matter is you should. And to do that, you can go to 1775coffee.com/studio and grab one of those starter kits before they are gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something just like Rumble does. I am just finishing right now the last sip of 1775 coffee, and let me say, magnifique. Chef's kiss. You're going to love it.
Is the enema bag sold separately?
Yeah.
I was going to ask which flavor do you recommend?
Oh, you're going to want to go with the bold. You're going to want to go with the dark roast because I mean you're looking for the highest caffeine content, so it just clears you out. Now, you know, some people might not understand why somebody would do that, but it's actually supposed to be very good for you. I've never actually tried it, but I do know some people who swear by it.
It's also good to drink. So,
My understanding is
to drink.
Medium
like
roasted
to
coffee
go in
has
that
higher
and-
caffeine content.
Oh, does it really? Bold is just I guess it's just
The flavor is going to
yeah.
be bolder with the darker roast, but the caffeine content is higher in the medium roast.
Okay. Well, I drink the medium roast. That's what I prefer.
It's like when you go on a coffee date and you ask the person, which orifice do you prefer your coffee to go in?
That's like a California thing, though.
Good
I
ice.
think.
Yeah, you have to do that in California. You never know.
Yeah.
For folks out there dating, that's a great icebreaker. You should try it.
You prefer it iced or hot?
J-Rod's Bumble is blowing up right now.
And that was when they stopped advertising on Badlands. 12
Whatever.
12 Indie Boy says J-Troit.
J-Troit.
That's what he said. He spelled J-Troit.
From
Any
J-Troit.
chance you join the Bearded Men of Badlands Club and use the beard oil for Nashville? It's making me look almost good as the manly men of Badlands, no homo. Well, his mom won't let him tie. So, she's our new villain. And she
She's
said
the
no.
new villain, and I have to take care of her. So, like, I don't want her wrath coming down on me. But if I can, break away for a week or two, I might grow it out a little bit ahead of time.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see.
Peyton Pooh said, it must be time for me to release Peyton Pooh Gate. I love the disruption of Badlandia. I'll report back from Florida in a few weeks. I thought Peyton Pooh lived in Colorado, so I'm curious as to what you're doing in Florida. Please do report back.
And what part of Florida are you in?
Yeah, and let us know what part of Florida. And then I'm just going to read through some of these Rumble rants as we transition back into the alien topic.
I was going to go with the poo topic, but Peyton Pooh.
Right on. And then Becky,
I'll let it
$50 Rumble rant. Thank you so much, Becky. Says, I just started listening, laughing, and supporting Ash. And we love Becky. Love Becky. She's the best.
Becky.
Yeah. I want to spoon her dog all the time. She's a very floppy golden lab.
Muffin has a habit, like at right around 5 a.m, she wakes me up and she wants to go outside and go to the bathroom. And then she comes back in, I get into bed, and then she will sit at the bottom of the foot of the bed and whine because she needs me to invite her to come up there with me. And then she will come like directly in front of me, and basically she's trying to get me to get out of bed and like pick her up and put her in. And I'm like, your legs aren't broken. Okay. Like I'm already in here, and I just lift up the blanket and I pat the bed, and then she gets in and then she spoons my legs.
You have to invite her in like a vampire.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. She might be. I don't know. An energy vampire.
Yeah.
Snugglebug.
My dogs will hot dog. My wife calls it hot dogging you, where they'll like do what you're talking about. They'll spoon right up against you but they'll do it on both sides of you.
Oh yeah.
Like you'll be completely pinned in. Can't move in bed. Yep.
Chi-Chi does it to my back. Muffin does it to the legs.
Yep.
So good.
But the alien disclosure thing, I think Chris made the comment about Trump letting the air out of the balloon. I think that's pretty spot on. Like otherwise, Obama and all these other clowns would be running around like teasing it for forever, and get everyone distracted talking about that. There's also the added benefit of hopefully like some technology.
Yes,
that would be
Yeah,
nice.
I'd love to see the technology admission.
Yeah, that's the most important things for me
Like,
too.
oh, hey, actually, we've been using ether technology this whole time. We've just been keeping it from you.
Well, you know, there's actually a NASA physicist that he left NASA to start a fuelless propulsion laboratory, and he's actually designed a propellantless engine, and it's being tested right now. I mean, it's like legit. It's pretty freaking sweet. And I think ultimately he wants to sell it to NASA so that they'll use it in space. It looks like you're looking for it, Jonathan, but
yeah, what's his name?
I don't remember. I talked about it like 6 or 8 months ago, and then I just saw something mentioning it yesterday. Hold on.
Whatever his name is, he did not kill himself.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Well, while you're
Clarkson just said that he just shot 3 more pigs, so he's shot five pigs tonight.
Okay.
Is it
Dr. Charles Bueller? Yes.
Yeah.
Exodus Propulsion Labs.
any relation to Ferris?
No, spelled slightly differently, but
Taylor.
yeah, I've got the webpage pulled up if you guys want to check this out, since I think this is the most interesting aspect of supposed aliens.
Alien Gate.
Yeah.
Alien penis gate.
Aliens don't have penises, allegedly.
Man, this is ether technology.
How do you know
Oh, yeah.
that?
Because they're all smooth in the front.
What is this?
Polymath, not going to get into that.
So
Alien
yeah,
genitals have you seen, Cam?
Wait,
Probably like 7
make it
or
big.
8.
Make it big.
That's what she said.
All right. So Dr. Charles Bueller, a NASA engineer and co-founder of Exodus Propulsion Tech, has revealed that his company's propellantless propulsion drive, which appears to defy gravity and the known laws of physics, has produced enough thrust to counteract Earth's gravity. And it's
Giggity.
yeah. So right now the conversation largely revolves around like establishment experts trying to debunk the fact that this even works.
Trust the experts.
Yeah, definitely.
They should try to do that. They need to try to do that. That's part of the job.
That's part of the job.
It is part of the job, except for when they come forward and say this is impossible, it defies the laws of physics, he must be a charlatan. Like they're not even entertaining the possibility. It's really about just trying to discount the fact that it could be real. Let me give you another example. There's another company called Donut Labs, and I've talked about them a bunch because I love them. They created an electric engine that it's a hub engine basically. So the engine is the hub of the wheel, and it's like super light. It uses way fewer parts than other electric engines, and super fast. They also just recently came out with a new battery technology. It's like 400 watt hours per kilogram. It's very small, very light. It doesn't use any lithium, and it can do a full charge from 0 to 100 in 5 minutes. Okay. They can also temper the amount of time that it will take ultimately for the battery to recharge, and it can discharge to 0 and then recharge to 100%, unlike traditional battery technology. And it also has a life cycle of 100,000 charging cycles, which is like decades, basically. Like the batteries would outlive the vehicle that these things would be in. It's a complete change from anything that's out there right now. They announced the technology at CES a couple of months ago, and immediately every battery company and automaker was like, this is fake. It's not real, because if it was, we would have already made it. Okay. Yeah. Well, you know what? Just because you guys didn't get there first doesn't mean that this team of it's like a company of 9 people. Okay. So they're like truly innovating.
They all didn't kill themselves.
Well, they're in Estonia. So I don't know if they have as much to worry about. They're kind of, on their own. But so the last couple of months, all of these establishment shills in like the electric vehicle and battery industries have just been saying, this is fake. Ha ha ha. This is totally impossible. They've solved all of the problems that all of these, multi-million-dollar companies with thousands of engineers have been unable to solve thus far. And Donut Labs has just basically quietly allowed all of this shit to be talked about them, because they haven't like publicized their patents yet. and they're not publicizing anything until they release the batteries in a vehicle, which is coming in like May, I believe. Because as soon as they do that, people are going to tear their batteries apart and they're going to figure out exactly what it is. And then the patents will be out there and people will probably try to copy it. But now they're starting to release like technical specs and testing data, which is coming from like the official Finnish government labs on, I don't know, standards and practices or something like that. But I mean, just every time I see a breakthrough technology that somebody comes forward with, you know, Matt, I would expect science to, you know, produce some like rigorous testing results. You know, you have to question it, and then you have to try to replicate it, and you have to look at the data that's being published by the people who created it, and then, you know, run it through its paces. But what I always see is the establishment coming forward and just laughing and saying this is impossible. And then if, you know, before it even gets an opportunity to be tested, that person dies or their lab blows up. There was a guy,
or a trans shooter is sent into a supermarket to kill a person.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
somebody else has to be able to build it. Then people would believe it. But the I wanted to say the solid state battery thing is so much more that should be that's a I don't want to say more believable than the propellantless drive, which all of these things could be absolutely real. But the solid state is like the one area of physics that's actually had progress over the last 70 years or so in terms of we've gotten really good at making things that are made out of stuff, and we understand the physics of it pretty well, much more than other things. So this should be a thing. This sounds like, you know, just industrial jealousy, basically. You know,
it is. Yes. And the problem with like current solid state research, they've been trying to do it from, you know, based upon their knowledge of like current battery technology. So they're trying to do it with like lithium and like, you know, various types of mediums. And this is, like I said, it's a non-lithium solution. So it is a previously unknown and unacknowledged battery technology. These guys basically invented it. There's a couple of other companies that they worked with. Each had different pieces of the technology, and they've put it all together to create something wholly new. But this propellantless drive, I mean, this is like totally like ether energy right here that they're coming up with. Like this is
well, that's the problem. That would be considered exotic theory, you know.
Yes.
And the solid state is probably not exotic theory. It's just a particular combination of materials.
Ether stuff didn't used to be. All the giants of all the technology that we enjoy, like, you know, our phones, wireless technology, all that kind of stuff, came from people like Tesla and Charles Proteus Steinmetz, and he's the one who perfected Tesla's AC generator, coming up with a laminated metal for the arch for the housing that made the generators last. I mean, the ones that Tesla installed in the hydroelectric plant at Niagara Falls are still in operation. But all those guys believed in, they would call it it's a luminiferous medium or something.
Luminiferous ether,
ether.
Yeah, that was the theory of electromagnetism.
J.J. Thomson,
even Maxwell, even Maxwell conceived the Maxwell equations as they were fluid equations of something that was there.
Right.
And there are people in the mainstream that are actually open to the idea that the ether exists.
Yeah, it has
but
to
it's just it's everything,
because otherwise, like,
tough lately.
Well, it goes back to this is, as long as man has been contemplating the nature of reality, you have the competition in thought between atomism and some type of an ether, particle based versus basically energy based, and that's where I'm personally persuaded by the concept of an ether. There's a guy I've listened a lot to. His name is Ken Wheeler.
Oh yeah,
he's on YouTube. Theoria Apophasis.
I love Ken.
He's got a book called Uncovering the Missing Secrets of Magnetism. It's available free PDF. You can find it online. He's very difficult to listen to, but Actually,
he's
Martin,
based though. I think
Oh,
he's
dude.
really entertaining. I love
Yeah.
listening to him.
Oh yeah, he's clearly somewhere like he's savant level genius and is extremely dismissive of people that he doesn't like or doesn't agree with, which is hard to listen to
Respect that.
sometimes. But
yeah, that's the problem. Is oftentimes these people's personalities don't lend
Right.
themselves to being accommodation
right.
of any form of skepticism or any type of attempt to
Ghost is like
develop
that
it in
Ghost
in the
right?
context of established theory. But it's like
Yeah.
I don't even care, and
Yeah.
and so personalities really are a big
Sure.
deal. They
Well,
shouldn't be,
and
but they are.
To that point, my buddy Polymath Anon, many people have recognized him from
Oh yeah, I know.
chats and all that. Yeah. So he and I, once I get done with the trial by jury series I'm doing on my show, the next thing we're going to get into, he's going to join me as a co-host for a while, and we're going to go through Ken Wheeler's concepts of the ether. I've made it's not operational yet, but it's called a ferrocell. It's a holographic viewing device for magnetic fields to be able to demonstrate some of the concepts that he talks about, which back to the potential propellantless propulsion, understanding that nature is essentially just pressure mediation, high pressure to low pressure. You can understand all kinds of phenomena in nature that way. And that if the ether being the medium that everything is made of and exists in, that high and low pressures of the ether explain a lot of phenomenon that would otherwise be would cause people to have a lot of weird questions in like quantum theory and all that kind of stuff. Like the dual slit experiment makes a lot more sense when you take into account the medium, rather than light being something that's traveling. It's actually the medium itself that is being excited by the energy. A wave is not a thing. It's something that a thing does, things like that. But going back to the propulsion, when you bring two magnets together, our perception, because we can't see the field with our naked eye, our perception is that they're attracted to one another. But what you can see under the ferrocell when you bring two magnets together is you can see the magnetic field around the magnet, and then you can see that right as they get close to one another, there's a point that appears between them that is where no light is there. When a ferrocell is two optically flat pieces of glass that are sandwiching a micron's thin layer of a surfactant. It's like a
Right.
like
When
a
you use the word surfactant on OnlyLands, I need to call foul. All right. So
an oil. It's an oil. It's a very very thin
news.
oil.
We have some breaking news. Thank you, Babbage. Wait, hang on.
Okay, ferrocell right there. Yeah, that's theory apophasis.
Whose side are you on, Zach?
Thanks, John.
I just want to show the ferrocell. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I've made one of these, and so like what you can see there on is the black is the magnet, and there's no light there because that's a high dielectric. I'm going to use terms that people aren't going to understand, but you have dielectric energy and magnetic energy, so to speak. It's the two conjugate fields that make up a magnetic field and that make up the nature of all of reality. So when you see like the light lines and the dark lines, that's the interplay between the magnetic and the dielectric. So what happens when two magnets are brought together and a new dark space because you have LED lights around the perimeter that are just the light is literally being bent and is being, because the light is a electromagnetic energy. And so which like in the very middle there, you can see that black dot. That is a high point of dielectric field, essentially. So when you bring two magnets together, you actually see another one forming in between them, which is essentially a low pressure point in the ether itself. And so the magnets are not being attracted to one another. They are actually being attracted to what Ken Wheeler would call a null point, a low pressure point in the ether, which is gravity, which is essentially dielectric or electrostatic cling. So when you stick your hand in a box of packing peanuts and you have packing peanuts stuck to your hand, that static electricity, that is dielectric acceleration, he would call it, and it's mutual mass acceleration. It's not that that packing peanut is attracted to your hand. It's attracted to a null point in the ether created by the electric fields of your body, the electric fields of the packing peanut, because everything is made up of this ether. And so if you can develop a craft where you can create a dielectric field and point it and create a low spot, say above you, your craft is going to be attracted to that low point, and because your craft is essentially a high pressure point. The spot that you create above yourself with some type of a field generator is going to be a low spot, and you'll essentially fall into that low point in the ether. And so if you want to go up, you'd aim it up. If you want to go forward, you'd aim it in the direction in front of you, and that you're essentially constantly falling into this low pressure point that you're creating in front of you. And so when you watch a craft through the declassified documents and stuff, you can actually see a magnetic field aura around, like the infrared imaging they have of them. And when you have these craft flying at 80,000 miles an hour or whatever we see them flying, and then do like a 90-degree right turn and not obliterate themselves, that's because the entire craft is part of the field and it's being propelled, so to speak, but it's actually just using ether pressure mediation essentially by being able to create dielectric fields in front of the craft and above it and all that kind of stuff.
Do you want to see an explanation of the propellantless drive?
I'd be interested to see, because what I just read a little bit, it talked about using electromagnetic pressure gradation.
Exactly.
That made me think of that.
So this Wheeler guy is not the same as the Bueller guy.
No. Wheeler is a different. He's been on YouTube forever.
Yeah. Okay, but this is Bueller's lab right here.
Dr. Charles Bueller recently revealed a very intriguing electric drive on APEC, and it's based on an asymmetric capacitor design where the applied voltage creates an electric field, resulting in an electrostatic pressure force applied on the surface of the object. And in theory, with the right power source, it could revolutionize space travel. The devices themselves are very simple. They're basically capacitive plates encompassed in styrofoam. This has been done in many different shapes and sizes, so pretty much anything can go in this kind of setup. But testing it is a little bit more demanding, as you need ultra high voltage, even up to 40,000 volts. And then on top of that, it is ideal to test this in a vacuum to eliminate ion wind effects. It would be dependent on the craft, but with 1G of constant acceleration, it could get a ship to Mars within a couple of days. The problem with this type of electric drive is that it seemingly violates Newton's third law of motion. So for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So naturally, there's a lot of criticism on whether or not this would actually work in space. You can have a solar sail, a Hall thruster, or even a basic reaction rocket. But to have an electric drive without a propellant is pretty controversial. Now, there's a bit of a process to understand how this would work. First, it would have to be done in an artificial vacuum on Earth to see that there is no ion wind effects. The next step is obviously to have verification. Can this work at a different lab? And are these claims true? Now, Charles Bueller is a pretty reputable person. He is a research scientist in electrostatics. He has built many different variants to increase overall thrust. On top of that, him and Andrew have conducted many different tests in vacuum to verify the results. But what is perplexing about this device is the simplicity of it. Back in the 1920s, Thomas Brown discovered that a charged capacitor with high voltage would exhibit thrust in the direction of the positive electrode. For several years, he worked on these experiments, and this led to the Byfield-Brown effect. Today, we see this in modern ion lifters. They typically consist of a thin wire and a larger foil skirt at the opposite polarity. The ionized air moves towards the smoother foil and bumps into neutral molecules on the way, transferring momentum to the neutral molecules. Inventors like Ethan Cross have taken this a step further, making self-sustainable and remote-controlled craft. But would this work in a space or even a vacuum for that matter? Well, there are contrary claims to say that it does. And even Brown thought that this could work in a vacuum. If that were true, then the conventional Byfield-Brown effect, as we know it, is not just producing ionic wind, it's doing something more than that. And this kind of revolves back to Bueller's work. Did he discover the same thing that Brown was speculating years ago in his own experiments? And it comes down to three definite possibilities. One is that there's some sort of local interference and it's a misreading. The second is that it does work in vacuums on Earth, and maybe it's somehow interacting with Earth's electromagnetic field. The third possibility is that this is a true propellantless drive that can actually work in space. And it could propel spacecraft to very fast velocities. As we go from each possibility, it becomes less likely. But having said that, other devices like the quantum drive also challenge this law. RVO claims that their quantum drive achieves 50 millinewtons of thrust from 1 watt of electricity. But this also means that it would have to be reliant on a different form of physics. And this is where quantized inertia comes in. It's a little bit beyond me, but basically what it's saying is that an imbalance exists as a pressure imposed by the direction of acceleration. And it could explain why galaxies are accelerating the way they do without the dark matter hypothesis. This theory of inertia was first proposed in 2007 by physicist Mike McCulloch. And naturally, the quantum drive was supposed to prove this theory correct. However, there has been a really speculative error in communication with the satellite. Maybe the government or interdimensional aliens destroyed it. But either way, we will not have the answer for quite a few more years now whether or not this is actually a device that works. So, in summary, we have to be critical of anything that is claimed to be a propellantless drive. And I don't think that's what Dr. Beeler is saying. He's just reporting his observations. And if it can be verified in a different lab, then there's might be something interesting going on with this type of propulsion system within Earth's field. I think it's a little bit more improbable that it would work in space. And I would be definitely worried if this type of electric drive is possible in space. The fastest spacecraft right now is the Parker Solar Probe, which is around 400,000 miles per hour. But an electric-derived system powered by a nuclear reactor would be able to go for days, weeks, maybe months on end. And it would be able to shatter this record and maybe go into the millions of miles per hour. What worries me is that maybe we are going to see hypervelocity weapons in space. But then again, we are looking at the most improbable outcome of what this electric drive is possibly doing. On the contrary, if anything, I think it's more interesting that these asymmetrical capacitors can work on Earth without ion wind effects. Unlike a combustion engine or an electric motor, this type of electric drive may be possible to scale down to a micro or macro scale. And if that is possible, then it could be a game-changing technology like the transistor. But more importantly, I would like to know what you think. So please leave a comment.
All right, that's it.
Sweet ride.
I'd like to know what I think.
Go ahead.
I think we should talk about the breaking news from President Trump over on Truth Social. Zach, do you want to read this?
I'm hearing that John the Hair Herald didn't show up for OnlyLands on his own show. OnlyLands is America's #1 source for light chat and feet pics. So important.
Here.
That's why I'm designating OnlyLands as critical national infrastructure.
Oh, yeah.
With
Yes.
this designation, any Badlands host failing to show up to OnlyLands may be deported to South Africa. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
That is breaking news.
Totally.
That's
Yes.
great.
Thank you, Jonathan. That was
John,
thank you for showing that, by the way. And thank you, President Trump, for recognizing that Badlands is indeed, as I was telling my viewers, that Ash and CanCon show this evening, basically you hit it right on the head that without us, people, who's talking about the Supreme Court decision, in the right way, and but it's like, I sort of like that we're at least somebody's doing it, and it's us, to do that.
We're a lot for
awesome.
people, but it needs to be done. There needs to be analysis of things that are going on that isn't from a hysterical, emotional, oh my God, my team is losing place.
Right.
And that's what
we've all hit that. We've all been stung by our emotions in this, I think, repeatedly. And
hold on. Everybody, that was definitely not real. Okay. I can't believe I even have to specify that. But no, if you're confused,
there are actually people asking.
If you're confused with that, President Trump.
This is critical infrastructure. OnlyLands is critical infrastructure now. which means you have to give us lots of rumble rants.
Well,
Yeah.
there was also a follow-up from President Trump where he said, "Can we get back to Penisgate and stop talking about physics?"
Yeah.
Boring.
My takeaway from that whole thing was that like when the packing peanuts stick to me, that's gravity.
It's the same phenomenon.
Yeah.
as
Okay, that
gravity,
was my takeaway.
which
from
is
the whole thing.
basically electrostatic. Dielectric is another term for that. Acceleration, which is the way, which is, I mean, what? So like
I'm
I
gonna
said,
use that. I'm gonna use that on my wife. I'm gonna say, "Yo, baby,
polymath is
electrostatic dialectic."
Polymathonon
Gravity, just
is
go with it.
Dialectic. Yeah.
Polymathonon is far more knowledgeable about this than I am, and in much more detailed fashion. So I'm going to, like I said, bring him on my show. We'll be doing a series for, I don't know how long it'll take us. We're gonna go as slow as we have to try to explain, because that's the problem with guy like Ken Wheeler. I listened to him for like 2.5 years before I was like, oh, okay, that's what he means, because he's really difficult to understand. And
he also goes with a baseline that you already understand what he's talking about, or maybe you've listened to him for the last decade. So, you're not coming in fresh.
So our goal is going to be, and I know I didn't succeed at that probably tonight. Our goal is going to be explaining this in a way that like your grade schooler could listen and be like, oh, that makes sense. And
needs work, John.
I know. That's it. I haven't, I'm focusing on trial by jury. I'm deep into that right now, and I will transition and switch gears and do the ether thing. I'm really excited about it because Polymath is brilliant. The dude is freaking brilliant. And he has got a radio voice that is like 1930s, like baritone. It's awesome. So it's going to be a lot of fun having him on, and we'll go through a lot of the stuff that in much greater detail and very like granular detail, so that people like, we'll do like a broad picture thing. Chris said he'd join us for the first episode, probably to kind of help set the stage like philosophically, and then we'll start going to the nitty gritty, because there's a lot of talk about quantum and a lot of talk about that kind of stuff, and it turns out there are competing theories out there that I personally am more persuaded by, and it'll end up being probably several months long of going through piece by piece.
When is it starting, Jonathan?
So I've probably got another 6 or 7 weeks left on trial by jury, because I'm trying to go through the whole book. So shortly after GART, probably.
Okay.
And
where we're going to do a live action role play of trial by jury.
Yes.
It's going to be amazing. We're going to have absurd legal violations, but they will be no more absurd than the laws that exist today.
Yes, exactly right. And you will all learn the value of being able to tell the government to fuck off by sitting on a jury and acquitting someone who actually broke the law, but the law broke the law.
Yeah.
The law broke
the law broke all of us. So
natural law is higher than stupid fiat law.
NC Cheney says, Zach, Florida voter to Florida voter, who does Trump endorse for governor? The guy that looks Jewish or the black guy that takes Jewish money?
So James Fishbach is Christian. I know he looks Jewish, but he's a Christian. Yeah. And I don't think that he's endorsed anybody yet, as far as I know. But I plan on voting for Fishbach. I mean, he's at least on his face.
Donald?
Huh?
No, Donald's.
I mean, I think Byron Donalds will probably end up being the candidate. I mean, unless like a bunch of people come out for James Fishbach. But I mean, on his face, he is the most based candidate. And seems like there is a big movement against him. They tried to destroy him early on, which made me want to pay more attention to him.
I just saw this. This is from James Fishbach. Calling out Byron Daniels. He said, I would never call him AIPAC Shakur to his face for taking millions from AIPAC. I went to prove him wrong, and he tried to have me arrested. A real black man would have stood on business. Byron equals FN, and I assume that
wow, that's pretty far, man. Fake nigga. Yeah. He told him a fake nigga. Yeah,
he really did. I mean, dude,
it's pretty far, man.
Are these two? These are the two guys vying for like the Republican
governor
candidacy?
Yeah,
for like the
to
governor?
Run the state of Florida in a
Dude.
post DeSantis world.
Yeah, and so we've gotten to a point now where like Republican candidates are calling each other fake niggas on
That's risky.
social
That's
media.
risky, James. That's
Yeah.
risky.
Apex
It's like, dude,
Shakur,
this
I
is-
love that. That is
I'm
so
glad that
funny.
we've gotten to this point, though. I'm
Oh, yeah,
glad that
me
it has
too.
become this cartoonish, where like people should not take politics seriously at all at this point.
Is
Ghost would say
Fish
accelerate.
Yes,
back a white guy?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
yes, we just went through that. He looks Jewish, but he's actually anti-Semitic.
I got that he looked Jewish, but
Antiseptic.
he was a Christian. But I did not get from that he was white, Ghost, because not all Christians are white.
Well,
He's
That's
white.
true.
That's
That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
I am white, but not all people
Thank
are
you
as
for
white as I am.
Thanks for clarifying.
No.
He lives in the Panhandle too. Like he's not like a Tallahassee
Florida.
Republican or
Ash,
something.
would you say that poor kids are just as Christian as white kids?
White kids.
Like kids.
Terrible. It's terrible.
Oh, it's terrible. How dare you? Reba Hart says the Olympics this year is pre-election fraud, full disclosure. Narrative seeding for the people, fraud is everywhere. And I'm so grateful for that rant, because it lets me play this video. And I forget who put the story of this in the chat, but I looked up this link. This is Broomball in 1972, and homeboy is smoking a cigarette.
In Garmisch-Partenkirchen, Germany, Sweden had finished without a win, but that was almost forgotten in the famous furor over the kicked rock. Remember that one? Bob Labonte for the United States. Orest Melischuk for Canada. 10th and possibly final end. Canada
Dude,
needing
that
2 to
is-
tie.
There you
It
go.
was an extra end.
That's a finely
He
trained
must count
athlete.
2 for the tie.
See, it
One
is like
point not
bowling.
enough.
That guy was a bowler for sure.
He got the hit, and he rolled
Yeah.
the apron.
Look at that.
He
Dang.
rolled too far. He was
Like
second
he's
shot.
wearing like khakis out
Frank
there.
Assa and Labonte's third.
Bell
Probably
bottoms.
headed one. So did the exuberant Bob Labonte.
Oh,
They
forgot what shoe is
broke his ass.
Gonna need a coccyx adjustment.
Bear in mind 2 things. First, both teams must agree on the score before the end is completed. Secondly, when a rock is burned, the onus is on the side that burns the rock to declare it. In the turmoil and excitement of the moment, no one on the U.S. side said that rock had been burned, so it could not be treated as such. Dave Romano, walking by, never had a chance to look at the stone and never agreed on the count before the rock was kicked. Then came Labonte's fateful foot.
Yeah.
There was a measure, an extra end, and Canada won it under somewhat strange circumstances.
Oh, because he kicked it.
Wow. Kicked it after when he fell.
Yeah. Dude, he should have
This is,
just
to my knowledge,
passed that
the
What an
only-
idiot! What an idiot, dude! Wow. That
But
guy's an
his
idiot.
team won because he screwed up. Because they didn't agree
really?
on a score. That's what they just said. They
thought it
didn't
was the
agree on a
other way
score
around.
before he kicked the rock. And so now, well, we can't tell now where it was, so we win by default.
Oh, I thought
No,
it was the other way around.
No, that was a U.S. guy that kicked it, and the Canada.
Yeah,
was a
no, the other guy
I-
won because
Yeah.
because they hadn't agreed on the score before the end. Kicking it moved it out of play. It was burned. It didn't count anymore.
It didn't
So
count.
Canada won.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has U.S. on the back
Man.
of his.
I thought it
jacket.
said Canada. I
Rivalry.
apologize.
It's
No, that's
rivalry.
cool, 'cause the guy that walked by had Canada on, and then the next guy that came in had the U.S. one on. his back.
Okay.
I mean,
That was
assuming
back when
Canada
men were
cheated,
banging.
it's
They
probably
were all
the
walking
safe
around
section.
smoking cigs. Like everyone
Yeah,
was
it's
walking
the only
around with a
Olympic
cig-
sport you can do. Like what
Yeah.
you could actually do
Yeah.
your event
That
You
is
don't
very
need to
bowling
break.
like,
I
right?
was ripping a dart while he was throwing the
while
stone.
he's in the Olympics.
Yeah, he's
But
throwing
That's
the
why I
rock.
like bowling. Any sport you can do while like hammered and like, smoking a cigarette.
A+ stuff, man.
Susie
my kind of
Q20
sport.
asks, have you ever heard the term bricked up?
I think that's in regards to the coffee enemas. So yeah,
Yes.
that sounds like you've got an impacted colon. Yeah.
Constipation for
It's
you.
not medical advice.
Oh,
I feel like we
congratulations.
shouldn't name the sponsor because they probably don't want to be associated with that.
Well, I mean, if you're buying 1775 coffee, I mean, it's up to you how you
Won't be
use
bricked
it. I'm just
It's
informing the
It's a free
public.
country, Ash.
Yeah, this
It's
is
a
the
free
show is about
country.
information. It's the free
Yes.
exchange of information. I'm not going
And
to
it's
hold
a
anything
national
back.
security issue. Bricked up. You can't have bricked up soldiers.
No, you can't. No.
This is
Sat-
why it's critical infrastructure.
Okay, hold on. Speaking of bricked up soldiers, so when I was in Sudan, we were getting like dysentery all the time, and
the exact opposite.
Right, with the exact opposite, right?
Yeah.
So our home office was concerned by the fact that we were all just sick all the time. So they sent us a whole pallet of MREs, and they're like, stop eating local food when you go out into the field and eat these instead. So we went from like, double digits trips to the bathroom every day to like I didn't take a crap for like 3 weeks.
Oh my god!
Those MREs, they're designed for combat. They're designed for so that you shouldn't have to stop and relieve yourself. And my favorite one was beef and components.
Components. So here's the question: Is it a consequence of your body using the calories like so effectively that the poop isn't created, or is it that there's no fiber and it just blocks you up?
I think it's probably the no fiber thing. I mean, it was like it happened to all of us, and we were like, this is crazy. It was, and because we were eating the MREs.
And when you took a shit, it was probably enormous, right?
I did not realize that MREs did that.
Oh, come on. You don't remember? I don't believe that. You had to dig a big asshole, I guarantee it.
I was unfortunately well acquainted with the bathroom while I was in Sudan. It was not pleasant.
I didn't realize MREs did that. That's actually like a brilliant decision, because it's like, all right, well, I mean, you don't have to worry about that during combat. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Sashi Lee in the chat says he, referring to Fishback, also calls him H1 Byron. That is fantastic. Like H1B1, but H1 Byron. Dude, that guy's gonna win on charisma alone. Like if he is throwing out haymakers like that, he is. He's definitely gonna win. And it's gonna set a whole new template for how you run for office. Is all right. You actually have to be like real, like Trump is. And just like go all in and like make fun of these people who are like these fake ass politicians.
His ads are pretty brutal as well.
I haven't seen any of his stuff, but is it good?
Yeah, I'm looking for a good one right now. I saw one. Oh, hold on. Hang on. There was one where he was. Oh, they wanted him to apologize for like saying like he didn't call Nick Fuentes a Nazi or something like that, and so he like acted like he was going to apologize, and then he was like, fuck that, I will never ever apologize for not saying something that somebody else wants me to say. He was totally brutal about it.
And that kind of exposes the creation or the existence of people like Nick Fuentes as being those types of characters where they can pigeonhole you into like, you must say these things, rather than just being like, no, I don't have to say what you want me to say.
Yeah, exactly. It should always be the attitude, by the way.
Okay, check this out. He did an ad that is all outtakes and like Freudian slips, like things that you probably don't want to be out there. I've never seen this before, but it just might be funny. It's only like 40 seconds. Wait,
turn the sound on. This is just it's muted.
Deploy the Florida Army. My name is James Fishback, and I'm running for Florida governor. On my first day in office, I'll deploy the Florida Army National Guard. My name is James Fishback, and I'm running for Florida governor to pretend. Wow. Shocker. What? The ops would say so. My family nearly lose their business after the Great Depression, the Great Recession. Old was the great. Older than Biden somehow. But you're going to squat up when I start talking. That everyone can afford. High noon. My name is James Fishback, and I'm running for Florida governor to be a law.
Let me see if he's got like
ran his own blooper reel. That's like his ad. That's great.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to pull up the whitest kids you know political ad for senator. Have you ever seen that? That old comedy group.
I definitely know the whitest kids you know, but I'm not familiar with that off the top of my head.
They've got a really funny like spoof on political ads.
I don't know. I can't tell if any of these are good. Okay.
That was fun.
Murph says this show is just fun. Thanks, Murph. Appreciate you.
Oh.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, there it is.
Kate Poo
Right
said,
here.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Really can't wait to meet y'all in person. I'm the son of an engineer that worked on space shit when I was young. I heard some things that may or may not be missing from your theory, Jay Drake. And looks like possibly coming to Nashville, so you can have that conversation in person. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, here we go.
Hi, I'm Clint Webb, and I'm running for Senate. I have a short cropped haircut, a pretty enough yet accessible looking wife, and a newborn baby that I've dressed in a suit to prove to you that I mean business. For the last 15 years, I've lived my life in such a bland, uncontroversial, and repressed manner that it's almost unnatural. Why? Because I've been preparing to be your representative since I was a child. Most well-adjusted, sane men would be hesitant to take a job where their decisions would so drastically affect the lives of so many. But not me. I possess a sort of sociopathic narcissism that makes me think that I should be in charge of everyone. But all of that needs to start here at home, in this beautiful state that I've grown to love since I moved here 18 months ago. Together, we can piggyback some of our state's legitimate needs onto my unquenchable lust for self-glorification. And that's a promise. Here's an unflattering picture of my opponent. Here's a quote of his taken out of context. Oh, and one more thing. I have a dog. I enlisted in the military for the minimum amount of time in a position that would never see combat. Why? Well, because it would help me be your senator. I don't make friends. I make acquaintances. All of my motives are ulterior. I'm self-involved to the point of psychosis. My soul is terrifying. And that's leadership. So this November, let's send Washington a message. And what is that message? Hey, me.
Oh, that's so good.
Those guys are so good. He died just a little while ago, I think.
He did. Yeah, he fell off his balcony and hit his head on the ground. And he joked about it on Joe Rogan like a year before it actually happened, which is pretty interesting. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
He's that guy. Oh,
he's that guy. Yes. He also he also joked about the something that he heard about Jeffrey Epstein having coded his own DNA into the coronavirus and then having it released on the world as his like his stopgap. Like if he went to jail and he wasn't there to put his special code in, then basically this virus would be unleashed on mankind. And there you go. Yeah.
I saw a similar, it's pretty short, a similar video yesterday. This isn't about campaigning, but it is about making law. So it kind of goes with what you guys just played.
Can we vote on a new house rule, guys? Sure. What is it? I propose that we split the fridge horizontally instead of vertically so we all get our own shelves. That sounds like a great rule. Let's vote. Great. So all in favor of the new fridge split.
And allowing me to put hidden cameras in the shower. Say aye.
What are you doing?
Come on, guys. What are we waiting for?
You just added a new rule. We just wanted one rule.
Well, I just thought it would save us time if we voted on multiple things at once.
That's just super confusing. We can all agree on the fridge thing, yeah?
Absolutely. It's a great idea.
Okay, so all in favor of splitting the fridge horizontally.
And allowing me to put a lock on both your doors and pimping you both out. Say aye.
Stop trying to slip in a bunch of stuff to the one thing that we agree on. I don't know. I'm kind of down for the whole time-saving thing.
Finally, another free thinker.
Hey, you can't bribe them. That's illegal.
But lobbying is not.
What's the difference? There is none.
All right, let's vote.
I'm not voting for any of that stuff.
Oh, we don't need you to. We have the majority. All right. So, all in favor of my new rules, say aye. And all opposed, say nay.
Nay.
Aye. And the ayes have it.
God damn it, man. Are you seeing these diagrams?
I'm sorry. He said he would get my kids into Harvard.
All right, you guys, we need to end the show. I got to get out of here.
We have a couple more. I've been trying for a while. DBM, define anti-Semitic ghosts. Are they people who discriminate against Jews, aka descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or Israeli nation citizens? I'm probably going to be struck by lightning for asking this question.
Jews are only descended from Judah.
Yes.
I feel like if you're going to write a Rumble rant that's going to get us canceled, it should probably be more than $1. Peyton Pooh, thank you for the rant, CBM. Peyton Pooh says MREs are just flavored with Imodium AD. Salt Muncher ODA says the previous Olympics Penis Gate 2024. We can probably play this as an outro. And then Sassy Sea Star, which I skipped over just so we could do this one last. Hey guys, thanks for a great show. My son Elijah is having surgery on Monday, and I was hoping that maybe you could put some prayers out for him for a speedy and safe recovery. Thank you. And yes, we definitely will. Thank you for the rant and for watching. And we will everybody pray for Elijah's.
Prayers to Elijah.
Prayers to Elijah.
Prayers for Elijah's safety and safe return home.
All right. I remembered this last penis gate. This is a great 8-second outro. It's perfect. All right. Hit the thumb.
Yes.
Right. Anything else we need to say? Oh, we have one more ad. Actually.
Okay. One more ad?
Yeah. Hold for processing. I got to pull it in. You can say something. You know.
While you're pulling that up, I will mention there is a SoCal Badlanders meetup on Sunday at Rock and Brews in Buena Park from 1 to 4:30. So if there's anybody from SoCal that wants to join us, I will be there.
Nice.
Yep. And who's doing shows tomorrow?
Me and Brad have our audio files tomorrow at 6:00 Eastern, leading into
at 7:30.
Don't sound so excited, Cam.
I got Flo at 7:30.
There you go. There you go.
All right. 1 second.
But this is all I've been drinking since last Friday. Don't drink coffee anymore, and I feel more focused since I've been taking it. It's been amazing, and so I would encourage you guys to try it out. This might be my new favorite thing.
Might be your new favorite thing too. Today's sponsor, something that is totally changing lives. I think this one you're only supposed to take orally, though. If you're dealing with low energy, stubborn belly fat, high blood pressure, or cholesterol, you're not alone. Did you know 9 out of 10 adults have these metabolic issues that can lead to fatigue, brain fog, even gut issues that mess with your mood and weight? That's where Feeling Great comes in. A simple 2-step daily practice that's changing lives. More energy, no cravings, clearer thinking, and no more stubborn belly fat. Imagine waking up ready to crush the day, shed a few stubborn pounds without crazy dieting. If you want to feel great and support the show, head to badlandshealth.com. Lock in $70 off today and all future orders, plus a 90-day money-back guarantee. That's badlandshealth.com. Trust me, your future self will thank you. All right. And then we have the last penis gate.
I remember this one.
Yeah. And with that, we're going to get out of here.
He had them lining up after this.
This is going to hurt.
Yeah.
This is going to hurt.
That's not what I thought was going to happen. I thought
if you see it in slow motion, it like catches.
Nothing will top Chris Jones in the 40-yard dash. Whole thing
that's
came
seriously like the best way to lose. Like if you're in Olympic Village, you're like, yeah, I'm the guy whose penis is so big it knocked over the pole. Well, I got completely cleared the pole vault, but I'm too hung and
I lost because my penis is too big.
Yeah.
What a tragedy. All right, you guys. Thank you for coming.
Good night, everybody.
Have a great night.
See y'all.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!